Mpɔtam morning show, building communities together with you. Mpɔtam morning show with PAPALAW Perfect, Mondays to Fridays, 6:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. GMT. Mpɔtam morning show, building communities together with you. Mpɔtam morning show with PAPALAW Perfect, Mondays to Fridays, 6:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. GMT. Mpɔtam morning show, building communities together with you. Mpɔtam morning show with PAPALAW Perfect. Swabadu Sabdokataya, Red Makatonda Yataya, Rubabdok Dabas. No weapon fashioned against us shall prosper. Lord, I thank you for the power of resurrection that is at work in my life and situation for a sustained breakthrough. In the name of Jesus, I ask for a deployment of the power of the Holy Spirit into your finances for notable and sustainable breakthrough. In the name of Jesus, I breathe on you the Spirit of God upon your life, upon your finances, upon your business. May the power of God come afresh upon you. I curse, I block, I thwart, I sabotage, I put down, I throw down every force of darkness contending with you. Let that power bow in the name of Jesus. For this is the day the Lord has made. May you rejoice and be glad in it. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. In his presence there is fullness of joy. At his right hand there are pleasures forevermore. By strength shall no man prevail. With God on your side, you are powerful than the powerful, stronger than the strongest. In the name of Jesus, when God is on your side, power is on your side, favor is on your side, glory is on your side. The glory of this latter house shall be greater than of the former. I pray for you. May the finger of God come afresh upon you. May you be lifted. May you be elevated. May God grant you favor in every sphere of your life. In the name of Jesus, may God elevate you. May your going out be blessed. May your coming in be blessed. Wherever the sole of your feet shall tread upon, may you possess the place. I pray that any witchcraft coven, plotting and scheming, planning and plotting against your destiny, let every force of darkness backfire by fire, backfire by fire. Break every conspiracy. Break in the name of Jesus. Break is your word, not like hammer, breaking rocks into pieces. I block, I break, I pull down, I throw down every works of the devil. I cover you in the blood. May the finger of God come afresh upon you. May God order your steps into all righteousness. May you be elevated. May you be favored. May God bless you with marriage, bless you with finances, bless you with wealth and riches. Rabadu Satokataya. Makatonda Yataya. Rabadu Sata. Let victory be your portion. Upon Mount Zion, there shall be deliverance. And the house of Lord's success, and the house of Holy of Holies, and the house of God shall be victorious. You are covered in the blood. You are favored. May you be lifted. May you rise and never come down. May God arise and let your enemies be scattered. You are covered in the blood. May you be elevated. May God cover you in the blood. By the efficacy of the blood, let every mountain crumble. Let every valley be filled. Let every crooked ways be made straight. I cover you in the blood. May God keep you safe I pray for the church of God. I pray for the world. I pray for businesses. I pray for your career. I pray for your children. I pray for your child. I pray for your husband, your wife, your fiancé, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your helpers. I pray and prophesy. A blessed morning in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.mortingghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. I want you to hit the share button, share the message on your page, on your timeline. Send the link to your friends. We are back again. We miss you.
Stop until we see heaven.
I hope you miss us too. Alright, so it's Mpɔtam morning show, your favorite morning show with PAPALAW Perfect on PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live and rocking wide on www.mortingghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. What a God we serve. Alright, so it's a blessed morning. I want you to lift up your voice and bless the name of the Lord. Go ahead and say, Lord, I thank you for how far you brought me. Let your grace abound in my life. Let your will be done, that your name alone may be glorified. You cleared your gutters. You cleared your compound. You swept your compound. What's happening in your community? I hope all is well.
Yes.
All right, a lot is happening in Ghana. I'll be with you from now till 10 a.m. We'll have an exclusive interview with Honorable Dela Edem, NDC's communication team member. I'll also be sharing with you the weather forecast for today. I'll be giving you the headlines, news that are making headlines in our various newspapers and news portals. I'll also be giving you the editorials for today. But before then, let me acknowledge our sponsors, Homie's Restaurant and Pub. Homie's Restaurant and Pub have fufu with all kinds of soup, banku and okro, or tilapia and pesi with contomere or garden stew, ebunebunu, bushmeat, jollof rice and fried rice, wache and assorted drinks. They also serve you with delicious breakfast. They work from Monday through Sunday. They open as early as 6 a.m. to serve you with delicious meals and assorted drinks, and close as late as 11 p.m. GMT. They also have delivery services available. Locate Homie's Restaurant and Pub at Community 9, Tema Community 9. Opposite the driving school near the washing bay. Contact Homie's and Restaurant and Pub. Homie's Restaurant and Pub on 0244887349. 0244887349 or 0269314725. 0269314725. Homie's Restaurant and Pub. We serve you with the best. May God keep you, may God protect you, may the hand of the Lord rest upon you. Alright, so when it comes to shoes, belt and bags, the only place to go is Nana One Shoes. Nana One Shoes. Nana One Shoes. They're into sales of all kinds of shoes for kids and adults. Contact Nana One Shoes on 0256-836112. 0256-836112. They are located at Community 11. Directly opposite Community 11 School Complex. Contact Nana One Shoes on 0256-836112. Nana One Shoes. Quality is a hallmark. And when it comes to photography, the only place to go is Shabak Photography, formerly Shabarich Photography. They do all kinds of photography, passport size photograph, photo shoot for all events, your wedding, your engagement, your birthday party, and your naming ceremony. Contact Shabak Photography on 0244671593. Shabak Photography is located at Community 11, adjacent the Presbyterian University Tema campus. I Now when it comes to balloon decor, the only place to go is Lottie Law Balloon Decor. Lottie Law Balloon Decor. Lottie Law Balloon Decor is located at Community 1. Community 1. Directly opposite Zenith Bank TMA branch. Lottie Law Balloon Decor is into decorations and wrapping of your engagement stuff, your birthday stuff, your naming ceremony stuff, and your engagement stuff. Contact them on 0542 371320. 0542 371320. Lottie Law Balloon Decor. Beauty is a hallmark. I'll go for a quick break, and when I'm back, we'll do more. 10 minutes on top of the hour, 7 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.mountainghana.com, online radiobox.com. Hit the share button, share the broadcast on your page, on your timeline, send the link to your friends. Yeah, my bro, you won't some ya dinipa na ye. Or my be ye feminumi nwara. Mpɔtam dwumadie nie menumi no ye boa ama mpɔtam ate ye mpɔtam aye fefefe said ye beya ya hotie mu no ye benya apomuden. Mpɔtam dwumadie no ye hyehye de ma wo. Enti hate share button share broadcast na fama unua send link na fama obi send ma unua sisia. Let's do it together. All right, on my Yeminodia, Ghana Yeminodia. May God keep you and protect you. May the hand of the Lord rest upon you. May the will of God for your life come to pass. The best is yet to come. So, the weather forecast for today. Today's weather forecast. While cloudy weather with intermittent slight to moderate rain is anticipated for southern Ghana, a few areas within the transition and northern sectors will also experience cases of rain later in the day. Ghana Meteorological Agency GMET tells. Good stories are always repeated, like I always say. While cloudy weather with intermittent slight to moderate rain is anticipated for southern Ghana, a few areas within the transition and northern sectors will also experience cases of rain later in the day. Ghana Meteorological Agency GMET tells. The end of today's weather forecast. So let's take the headlines for today.
AKUFO-ADDO swaps deputies of foreign affairs and road ministries. Cocoa Abrabopa Association pays 9.2 million to cocoa farmers. AG directs police to investigate Addis Ababa College assault. Arraign suspect. Tourism Ministry strengthens relations with the mayor of Houston to boost international tourism. MPP bars failed presidential and parliamentary aspirant from going independent after primaries. I met Rick Rock in the US and would love to work with him. Patapa. Atachian chairs 7-member committee to probe leaked tape plotting IGP's removal. Young creatives must learn to stay in the process. Ajite Anan. Leaked audio plot to oust IGP. Atachian chairs probe committee. Agaga is vice chair. Auditor General recovers unearned salary 11.52 million Ghana cedis so far retrieved as disallowance. Addis Ababa College Education Directorate summons students who witnessed the assault. NDC accuses AKUFO-ADDO of using judicial counsel to victimize Domahine. Vows to resist him. Edinate calls for joint production among filmmakers to revive Ghana's industry. Supreme Court uphold decision to expunge Kwesi's name from Parliament. Cecilia Dapes $1 million plus 300,000 euros stolen cash. Even Bob Marley's funeral didn't generate $1 million. Jan Kwaku Yeboah reacts. OSP stumbles upon something significant during search in Cecilia Dapes' house. Mid-year budget review postponed to Monday, July 31st. Law has completely broken down at Addis Ababa College. Parents narrate. Addis Ababa College headmaster suspends students involved in violent assault. MPP delegate must elect flag bearer with ideas. Political scientists. My bad strategies comment not targeted at Bawumia. Ken Japan clarifies. Nana Oye blasts AKUFO-ADDO over handling of Cecilia Dapes' resignation. Kenyan community in Ghana welcomes new leadership. Energy Minister hosts Mayor of Houston touts Ghana as an investment destination. Addis Ababa College assault video sent corporate to military guard room for just 10 days. Sefa Kai proposes. Central banks in financial market implications for modern traders. BOG increases policy rate to 30%. Side threats of rising inflation in local and global economies. Harness the power of AI in forex trading. A guide for beginners. New railway master blueprint. No plan for SkyTrain. CEO of JRDA. Engineers don't have the authority to dismiss Addis Ababa student in viral video. Appear bright. It is quite annoying. Such money is in the minister's house. Franklin Kujo Fumes. Adisadel College assault video. Temper justice with mercy. MPP MP begs for students. AKUFO-ADDO to review planting for food and jobs after 6 years. World Cup 2026 Mali no threat for Black Stars. John Painter, OSP ropes in Cecilia Dapa's close relatives to answer questions on stolen money. We want to harmonize all schools' code of conduct to make sanctions easier. Genius. Nigerian jailed 10 years for trafficking cocaine at Kotoka Airport. The end of our headlines for today. Stick and stay right here. Mpɔtam morning show. 20 minutes on top of the hour, 7 a.m. GMT. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Sampayetia Obayansa Fusu Munibia one kana sam say mafu to some kakre wa supeme yo kofi oh my ya woman oh mani ya mama genyi baby ako wacha za ya wareni wonsom wanini pa asade pa
Wonsom wodi nipa na ye. Ebeye feminu mienu ara. Oman ye meman, oman ye wonso oman. All right, David Santos.
Attorney General.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and yourself?
The Lord is faithful. All is well.
Another
day is here.
Exactly.
I think we went on a sabbatical leave. And we are back again.
Yeah, exactly. We are back
last
again.
Monday we were off. Yesterday too we were off, but thank God that we are here.
Exactly.
What's happening?
Attorney.
Yes, sir.
People who take their breakfast before brushing their teeth are specialists. Yes.
I said we no akoboso.
O si den. Ana e out ayana.
Oh, mentai yeah, but AKUFO no na wudi didi e de pa o tie biane ne te.
Debi.
So person tie biane ne de a. Won so twu siansa.
So people who take their breakfast before brushing their teeth, they are spiritualists. They can even use their family members for blood money.
Yo,
yeah.
Na sika no wanya bi.
Sika ne de
abranda pa sika no.
Anka mi ye juma wo ni fie pa na anka mi pese mi ye cleaner.
Me dey come pese mi ye house boy. Because
hey, Attorney.
Enya kola sika.
Enya
it's a lot of money.
Empani nyina sika o.
Na sika we to enya ba bia fa nkosie.
O debi. On say scan e dos.
Ana wan susu.
E dos too much udi fa free e ko baby a wa bia na achiw. Enti no
enya da cross no de US ka no.
Debi.
Omo ye n kanka omo yi film akoma.
Se say a bank of Ghana I am ma enti no e ho no na say ye keep.
Yeah, this carry go. I see. The I annex.
Yes.
Bank of Ghana annex.
Thank you.
Interesting. But Ghana ye mpenyi for mutimu edim pa. the sense ka we nyina hyehyɛ hɔ nti yɛhwɛ ministers dodo a ɛsɛ no ka ho na ɔmampanyin pɛ sɛ ɔbɛte ne ministers ne so we don't know sɛ minister bia wɔ $1 million wɔ hɔ de a ɔba mponi o
Obani. And Beman dear.
You ready, young boy?
2 ni 4 no.
Where Vicky Hamas or Cairo?
Vicky, yes.
Mahama,
yes.
No, a deputy minister. Oh, dim common pokekeu. So on your young will blow $1 million US dollars. Obey politics.
Obey.
And no cry unity. I say, many a year drink. One of the politicians or say, Omanpenyi dada John Mahama kopa Vicky Hama chew.
No funny mrana.
I said you unity. So no can keke or no grass cash no.
And cry dangerous you.
Or no kurao.
And Mika said, and so you're dangerous.
Or no pom kurano, unity.
When you are greedy for something, it's very serious. It's dangerous. And in Mama share the signs, Debbie. And you have got away. Or the agenda never.
But near Yako to the one in Democrat, no one eating wordy.
Sir.
Not a D, and some not so by mentia see you.
Over that, yes, here. So
Or
I
say,
have frustration on this.
said your man for Cassenti, Uzika Naira, and now they are called police station, Massa, some new court. On Yanko Pompa so good anymore, sir. Call you smart and can also the court. But I didn't say any yapa say. Asam na ni kan say wa we sika unyanka obegem but o hwe sika no quantum amount of money na enkola ya sesa
na kuma
the ex house boy ka ho ne o fi odada
o kan
former house boy
watini dia
so ne run house help now omo na ka bo mu yasi kente very expensive ni nyina omo sesa bi Enyagoro, Papa Nisu jacket cost almost $5,000 or said they nina. Yeah, the officer grow no money.
Who is the no visual society?
A Freddy thief, man thief.
Who is the no visual society? Who dear call a
me a shop pass a neck conya, Quebec, me who and come man call a ye fiasa, me who now. Kame pe snap bi ni kosie bia
na maye ni ku
mo afa ma me bomu dia yi bia
uko hoko ye den uko police station hoko ye den
say dia sama ba
nyame so ya smart o
aji nyame and ye Mpɔtam morning show crank attention please crank assembly please crank so when here Ubeti 28 minutes on top of the hour, 7 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.mordigana.com, onlineradiobox.com. I want you to hit the share button, share the broadcast, tell your friends. It's time for Mpɔtam Morning Show. We are back live with a lot of stuff. All right, so we'll do the newspaper review segment with David Santos. All right, so we'll do the newspaper segment, review segment with you. And to help me do that is David Santos. David Santos, take the new publisher.
All right, so on the front page of the new publisher, it says, retired cops, MP prop link IGP tape. Martin Amidu says voice is his former client. Awuku under pressure to allow
Matiamidu so.
Oh, can I need to me? I'm maintain as a
All that church, all to a current president, mother of all. I say mother of all serpent. Hey, Mother serpent of corruption. Mother serpent of corruption.
But to me, church just
and the Juma ma went to me and yet, o say, ope, like a lot, logistics, and dear, we here, we,
and a music or transit.
And one resign it. But on what teach you, o move, or better. Alright, so go ahead.
Alright, so I will go under pressure to allow illegal lotto gang. And then Dr. Frida Prempe is new sanitation minister. Oslausu support 3,470 Abrikma West BEC candidates. So these are on the front page of the new publisher.
Now on the front page of the Daily Analyst. Stop using judicial counsel to prosecute and persecute Domahine. NDC tells AKUFO-ADDO. Docket untapped at Cecilia Dape's house. Forwarded to AG. My name is also be a bit medibonio. Innocent face.
They say they're in innocent face. They are very dangerous.
AKUFO-ADDO Kufuor Mahama Storm Pentecost Convention Center for National Development Conference today. AKUFO-ADDO appoint Freda Prempe as new sanitation minister. Supreme Court upholds decision to expunge Kwesi's name from Parliament. Papa, we just say, yo, you famous, you know. Every day. Nasem wo ko wakrate
No. Otina muzi mu
oye ni paketu o
kakra muzi o ma draw ni decision kakra muzi o omo yini free parliament mu manu enensu osawa
I saw the Supreme Court just say ono su tintirinti say obi a won give you just say oye ne den
na wo su wa
Supreme Court say up a review or you can say appeal. And almost a maza near Kayano and one yaka. Otiasia Jai. This is what him Wakapil until appeal was Supreme Court no Oma uphold the decision. It's just say Oma Sanjia to Muse ye ni fee parliament no Nen and Nam and Maraquas. When him ye do Omoyasa say and can Supreme Court sign over 10 on one decision. Not just a forgery ni perjury no case no. Condemned to Grebu. If you're a lawyer,
smartness now.
If you're a lawyer, you are not smart. And no, they know where to press the button. They know.
And your person cleaning
and you are dealing with
forgery.
You are dealing with Chachu Chikata, who won't give up without a fight. Yeah. All right, so take the Daily Searchlight.
Alright, so on the front page of the Daily Searchlight, it says digital skills can lead to sustainable job for Ghana's youth. Akim Odan MP, NID Ebai, and AKUFO-ADDO makes minutes shuffle as he names new ministerial appointment, and then resourcing security agencies, new training facilities for Ghana Immigration Service in Offing, yes, and also Ghana Education Service direct investigation into Addis Ababa College assault, and then 2023 manifest and emancipation. Yes, emancipation. They commemorated at Bono Manso, and so these are on the front page of the Daily Searchlight.
Right, so the informal government revisit legal reforms. Dan Boche discloses. NACOC Committee to Public Safety secures 10-year jail term for Nigeria. Ghana recognizes U.S. contributions. NAPO Mills funeral expenses. Totobi calls for state probe. The Honorable Professor, the late Honorable Professor Mills, Onoya Sumbihin, Munyano non koda. Otiti papa ya muefim. Okay, say, may his soul rest in perfect peace. His gentle soul, of course. One more day, Kujina Tamak and so, our airport, Okuja Tunko Layo. My papa 60 something at the time. say on joggy ewo red carpet ni so magana for cameras and capture ma ye hu say the honorable professor ne ho adin na onyare
awon na ewo ho
yes andi ni ko gina ye kan say mi refi ba bi om di ko gina say Independence Square say he ma papa yi o kaisa video no former president gina ne ha Bishop James Victor Martin Newman they no ye chief of staff at the time omo gina na ho no o
speech
makwaba me ho ye my doctor says I'm fine
yes
4 days na papa ni fi na yes
atiti sa una obega kira obi say
papa yi akoda ne ba bi nsu am toto bi kwache so ni so ofosu kwache ne papa ni
ni papa ni
that's the father na ened ye wo see you are calling for probe mo ni ka papa
mama obi akoye jogging ye exercise
papa akoda sika no se koku ono the constituency ye asubie park constituency on there asubie park ho there
hu hia no papa investment
raise concerns say yini kura no on wiase eti omontema antete anka sika no obi a mabria ka ho amu awu no afi ni sika nso amadi eno nso yesi enkoye hu probe auto forcing preaches virtue practices vice MPP council talks tough take the Herald.
Right, so on the front page of the Herald it says Judicial Council orders accused of harassing Domahini for pleading for Jachikwesi. OSP to break silence on findings from Cecilia Dampa house but denies spending 5 hours counting more money.
Ghana for also Kasao. Bakubi a red trend almost almost 15.3 million US dollars in a a day. Sika way be wo fie ho.
O de bi na se o di ho abade obi a timi di ni ka ho. Aha.
Osoro to from abo.
Na se de wo view na endorse, ana endorse.
Osoro to from abo bi aka bi.
Wo mu sika na mu parking. Ana unya hu ye.
Ehu
de ehu.
And
then also AKUFO-ADDO replaced ex-sanitation minister in meaningless reshuffle. The National Lottery Authority defraying 60 million Ghana cedis lottery debt. And then Adisade College 10 crime scene. Headmaster, teachers, student under multiple investigations.
Na sa branch me to me video no.
Untimi vie.
So martial art am say boy ni martial art for strategy or yes or suffocate you udi agro you just die you pass out said the locking or interface ne sani mi no or the locking dinity shit metal oh my goodness one am jai video ni hwe
it nearly get to the eye ateni
Charlie
people are wicked very 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 wicked.
Kwame se fa kan se mfa nko guard room soldier for ne ho fa nko 10 days pe radiya we say ne hia o de ne kokota o de momon drill ne keke
na mo san fa ne mra
na be quality apim hostel no aso ne mu and akwala ne ya de pass o ye calm because position no aye no odi agro nko obekun
obebu ni kon
na munsuma nya daje de camera sem kola nyina wo se achi omu nyina
mba ateni nipa na otwa ni de
nipa be otwa
esa obi na etwa anka nye sanga anka ye hu
enye wo atwa me ehu asem we are talking about life one and udi nipa na wo dormitory dormitory asem na ye ka do you know how many people were there why were they just looking on onlookers they were just looking on for the guy to do whatever he wants to do
that
to
is
the
very
guy
bad.
And then one is having all the time to capture. Couldn't he have stopped filming and helped save the guy's life? You can imagine if the guy had died in the dormitory. It's bad. I mean,
bad, yes.
Let's condemn this without any equivocation or fear or favor. What? All right, today on the front page of today's newspaper, A disco assault. School authorities suspend student. AG directs police to probe violence case. A pack support constituency again. Tano North MP now sanitation minister. And Indum wept. So take the finder. You can't laugh. Always a happy moment in Ghana.
Yes. Okay, so on the front page of the finder, it says President appoint Frida Prempeh to replace Cecilia Dapa, and then top police officials, investigators visit Adisade College as assault investigations begins. And then governor of individual bondholders forum, Senior Usi resign. Also, anti-corruption measures not yielding a result. Dr. Ankra and by police submit docket to Attorney General as OSP expand scope of investigations. Parliament reappeals death penalty, and so these are on the front page of the finder.
So finally, the death penalty had been abolished, and now the worst punishment we can give to anyone, whether you kill or whatever it is life imprisonment. Bad. And Amnesty International country director of Bano Nenyanchi. We are also not saying that we are encouraging people to kill, but we are always talking about those who are alive. What about those you kill?
You
are talking about those who are alive, forgetting that those people shouldn't also be denied life. I'll argue this till I die. You are killing somebody, and you want to live a better life.
Yes.
All right, so the Daily Guide, on the front page of the Daily Guide, Frida Prempeh takes over sanitation ministry. Parliament repeals death penalty. Honorable Sosu Nenyanji Papa, because Francis Sosu Xavier, a year Adenta for MP. Wajira no Papa. Our Madina mom, and Adenta, yes, Madina for a or more MP. Because we're dear Nimua pushy agenda na by God's grace, pass it at their manner. You're sure send any achi. So Adenta Madina MP, that's it. Name mum, one day combination. I was say you kumomubi. Me, I still stand by it. Supreme Court throws out Jachi Kwesen again. Kufo told me I'll go far, Baumia. You're ready, young boy. Take the publisher, the Ghanaian publisher. Why wouldn't you need to miss them? Pacho, Menkaki.
No one over Becca.
The Ghanaian publisher.
Okay, so Cabinet approves teaching hospital for Sunyani, and then also Frida Prempeh is new sanitation minister. Western Region new facial treatment plant commission. NDC slams Judicial Council over Domahini, and then also MPP wants recalcitrant aspirants. So these are on the front page of the Ghanaian publisher.
All right, so on the front page of the Chronicle, Frida Prempeh replaces Cecilia Dapa. I say a few Oba. Most say affirmative action. Yes, say a man, man, so.
Your mom
more a appointment.
Yeah, and a mom. And I'm so more appointment.
Oba devil. And it's going. And a baby devil.
Attorney.
Yes, sir.
We sanitation minister. Ni fiempo and a scout and Minister of Finance, dear.
Pacho.
Oh, there be a summer mika. Oh, dear.
Oh, Mom, white.
Oh, we're riding your couple.
Next time we are point you be no pe white shirt. What him so honorable Collins down so white and corn. On share ni white and corn. Or no switch that call to. Nigeria jail 10 years for trafficking cocaine through KIA. That is Kotoka International Airport. Oforiata MPs in crunch meeting on mid-year budget. $114,000 euros, pounds stolen from lawyer's trunk at an airport residential area. Is it the Corona? Are you who? My many dear nature Semba. Cecilia Dapadia Sembeba, Sembeba. All right, so take the daily graphic, not guide, daily graphic, Okunini.
Yes.
And the authoritative newspaper.
All right, so on the front page of the daily graphic, it says, President appoints sanitation minister, 2 others, and then dealt penalties, scrapped. And on attorney said, His Excellency attorney said on TSA.
No.
Welcome, Mobia, and
people are trying to protect the one who is alive.
Yes.
And give them a better life.
I think that His Excellency, I support you.
Yeah.
I say we are thinking about them.
What about the dead?
No,
and they of the view that those who, the one who is killed is already gone. So we
should leave the dead for the dead.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
There be. Esa Boniba does
I'm telling you.
Not there. Walk up with the amount for the body.
Some of them like a life imprisonment will find ways and means when they are connected to government. When their government is in power, the president can give presidential pardon and leave them. He will only assent his signature and that's it. Oh yes. So you see a criminal walking on the street. Meanwhile, he's killed a lot. God have mercy.
Okay, so Attorney, Accra hosts Africa Women Children Conferences. I guess a second, and then Attorney General to prosecute AKUFO-ADDO students. So these are on the front page of the daily graphic.
All right, finally, Ghanaian Times. On the front page, Ghana loses 26 million Ghana cedis in 2 years through electronic money issues. President makes 3 new appointments. AKUFO-ADDO College headmaster interdicted. Court directs Charles Bissiu to file written statement. The end of our editorials for today. Mpɔtam morning show with PAPALAW perfect, which streaming live on www.mountainghana.com, online radiobox.com. 47 minutes on top of the hour, 7 a.m. I'm going for a quick break. When I'm back, we'll do the editorials. Stick and stay right here. right, ye mo bro, ye want some, ye di nipa na ye Ghana ye me no dear. How clean is your community? Have you swept your compound? Have you cleared the gutters? Have you cleared the weeds on your compound? Let's make our communities a living place and a healthy environment. Mpɔtam morning show with PAPALAW Perfect, which streaming live on www.modernghana.com, online radiobox.com. It's time to do our editorials for today. Police swoops. Dagomba line residents accuse police of extortion. The inhabitants of Dagomba line in the Asokore-Mampo municipality have accused the police in Kumasi of extortion under the guise of regular swoops. They claim the police officers charge as much as 500 Ghana cedis per suspect arrested in such swoops. The swoops, they claimed, have led to the loss of 2 lives in the past years. The residents are also agitated over the arrest of innocent people during the police operations. They come here frequently just to extort from us. It is thievery. One resident, Baba, said, Dagomba line is arguably the biggest slum in the Ashanti region, with dwellers scattered along a part of Kumasi's main rail line. It is the hub of scrap dealers. Like other slums in the country, there are suspected criminals and drug peddlers taking shelter there. The police often undertake swoops when they pick up information on suspects, but some residents are agitated by the violent and arbitrary conduct of the swoops. Baba, a scrap dealer who has lived in the slums for decades, was arrested during a swoop 3 weeks ago. I was on a bench in front of my shop with my girlfriend. I saw people running in my direction, but I continued to sit. One of them arrested me and started searching me for drugs, but they didn't find any on me. One of the senior officers told them to arrest me even though they didn't find anything on me, he alleged. Baba claims to be innocent of engaging in drugs after spending 3 nights in the police cell. He was bailed by his brother. When my brother came to bail me, he was told that the officer in charge is out. So one of them took 20 Ghana cedis to place a call to the officer in charge. He then charged us 500 Ghana cedis, but after negotiations, they accepted 400 cedis he added. According to him, his story can be corroborated by many in the community. Also, 32-year-old Slahandin Tafipe is the second person to have died during the swoop of the enclave in the last 2 years. The youth are worried about the threat to their lives by the police excesses. By law, persons arrested in police swoops are expected to be investigated and put before court for prosecution. Meanwhile, the police in the Ashanti region are yet to respond to the allegations. Leaked audio plot to oust IGP attaching a chairs probe committee. Agalga is vice chair. The Speaker of Parliament has announced that Buakwa South MP Samuel Atachian as the chairperson of a 7-member ad hoc committee to probe the recently leaked controversial audio in which voices are heard clandestinely plotting the oyster of the Inspector General of Police. The viral video, which revealed a conspiracy by a senior police officer and a leading member of the ruling New Patriotic Party to remove the Inspector General of Police, the IGP Dr. George AKUFO-ADDO, from office, resulting in a debate on the floor of Parliament, with the minority calling for a forensic audit. Subsequently, the Speaker of Parliament, Aban Sumana Gbagba, proposed the special committee last Thursday, adding that the names of the members should be presented to him within 1 week. Making the list public during today's sitting, Mr. Gbagba said the committee is to submit its report by September 10th. We are calling on the committee to do a thorough job and to report when we return before the end of September, he added. The members of the committee are MP for Okaekwe Central, Patrick Buaman, Madam Ophelia Mensah Hayford, MP for Infanteman constituency, Eric Opoku, who is the MP for Isunafo South constituency, and Peter Lanchini Tubu, MP for Wa West. Also, the MP for Busa North, James Agaga, will act as vice chair for the committee. The team will also receive technical assistance from lawyer and human rights expert Dr. Isaac Lati Anand. The decision to form the committee comes in response to a demand by the minority caucus of Parliament, who called for a thorough forensic audit to determine the authenticity and credibility of the leaked tape. That was after Mr. Yamaboa had read an urgent statement on the alleged leaked tape on the floor of Parliament last Wednesday. He said in the alleged leaked tape, there were purported senior members of the New Patriotic Party who had met a senior police officer to discuss their sin not by election, the role of the IGP, and how the IGP did not help effort to allow the MPP win the election. He said the attempt to remove the IGP and the discussion about the 2024 election, what must be done to remove Dr. Dampare for a new IGP sympathetic to the cause of the MPP to be installed, to collude with the sitting government to get a certain outcome, must concern Parliament. It boils down to the security of this country, and it is important that this house wants to know the authenticity of that leaked tape, he said. I wasn't told that I can't enter Ghana after my repatriation, Aisha Wan tells court. An alleged illegal minor, Aisha Wan, says she was not told that she could not re-enter Ghana after her repatriation. Aisha Wan also told an Accra High Court that she could not tell the exact date she re-entered Ghana, but said it was in July 2022. She disagreed with the prosecution led by Yvonne Atakra Obuobisa, the Director of Public Prosecution DPP, that because her stay in Ghana was illegal, she went ahead to obtain a non-citizen Ghana card. If I knew I was illegally in Ghana, I could not have entered Ghana to apply for a non-citizen Ghana card, the accused person said. When the prosecution told Aisha that she was in Ghana to continue with her illegal activity, she broke down in tears. Her tears, however, drew a warning from the trial judge, Justice Lydia Osei-Mafo, saying, "Stop the interjection with tears. It does not do anything to me. I have developed a thick skin over such gestures." Today should be the last time you are crying in court. If you want to cry, cry in prison before you come to court. Is somebody beating her? If she cries again, then it's deliberate. Answering questions under further cross-examination, Aisha said when she re-entered Ghana, she applied for national identification card and COVID-19 vaccination card. According to the accused person, someone took her to a facility and she took her COVID-19 vaccination. When the prosecution suggested to Aisha that she took her vaccination on April 24, 2022, she said she could not tell the date, according to the witness. When she re-entered Ghana, she resided at Ahojo, Kumasi in the Ashanti region. Aisha disagreed with the prosecution that she deliberately moved to Tamale in the northern region to obtain a COVID-19 vaccination card, although she was residing in Kumasi. The accused person told the court that she traveled to Tamale in search of someone who owed her. According to her, while in Tamale, she took advantage of the opportunity to obtain COVID-19 vaccination card. She disagreed with the prosecution that she applied a new Ghana card so she could stay in Ghana. Aisha's lawyer objected to the tendering of the National Identification Authority (NIA) application through Aisha. According to Miracle Atachi, one of Aisha's lawyers, the NIA application form should be tendered through officials of the authority and not through Aisha. The trial judge in her ruling held that Aisha had just admitted that she signed the application form and admitted her name was on it. It said sufficient explanation had been made in respect of the NIA's application form. The form was therefore tendered through Aisha and the same was admitted in evidence. Aisha told the court that when she informed officials of the NIA that she had changed hair, she was asked to go to court to have it effected. The accused said she, however, did not know the procedure by which the court conducted the change of name. Meanwhile, the hearing continues on Tuesday, July 25, 2023. Aisha is being held on the charges of undertaking illegal mining operations without a license, facilitating the participation of persons who engage in illegal mining, and re-entering Ghana through prohibited means. She has denied the charges and the court has remanded her into lawful custody. NDC accuses AKUFO-ADDO of using Judicial Council to victimize Domahine, vows to resist him. The opposition National Democratic Congress has cautioned the Judiciary Council to stop any attempt to harass and intimidate the Domahine or Sajifo or Siadeyo Ajimambedu II in his professional life as a High Court judge. According to the party, such a move is unhealthy as it will prevent others from expressing their views on issues of national importance. NDC, in a press statement issued on Tuesday, July 25th, and signed by its General Secretary, Fifi Kwete, said it has taken notice of attempts by the Judicial Council to intimidate the venerable chief. The party said the conduct by the Judicial Council has all but deepened the ever-rising public perception that the judiciary under President AKUFO-ADDO has been weaponized to gag perceived critics of government. It has thus warned that it will resist such attempts to gag the citizens of the country. We also note that the disciplinary powers of the General Legal Council, on which known MPP figures serve, has often been used as a tool to harass lawyers affiliated to the NDC through frivolous disciplinary hearings. We demand an immediate cessation of this hostile posturing as it constitutes manifest injustice against those affected. The NDC hereby calls on the Judicial Council to reconsider its apparent persecution of the Domahine. We wish to caution that should the Judicial Council proceed to harass and victimize Domahine, the NDC will collaborate with other progressive forces and defenders of democracy to embark on a series of public demonstrations to protest this creeping culture of judicial tyranny. The traditional leader, who is also the president of Bono Regional House of Chiefs, Osagyefo Osiadeyo Agyemangbedu II, while speaking at the 10th anniversary lecture of John Evans Atamios in Sunyani recently, appealed to the president to take steps to hold the trial against the MP-elect for Senate James Yachi Kwesi. As a matter of urgency, I am appealing to the President of the Republic, Attorney General, if he has any role to play, that the trial should be aborted. He appealed. The revered traditional ruler called on the Attorney General, Godfred Yeboah-Dame, to, as a matter of urgency, file a nollie prosequa to end that particular decision. The chief comment attracted mixed reactions from Ghanaians. For instance, the Attorney General, Godfrey Yeboah-Dame, said the remarks have the potential to jeopardize the fair adjudication of the case, and any comment undermining the administration of justice should not be tolerated. I'll come out with a proper statement on the matter, and it will be in the respect of all comment generally, which has the tendency to subvert the administration of justice. I think that it is very unhealthy for a democratic dispensation, and we must not countenance the same. NDC condemns harassment and victimization of Domahine. OSP in undated with calls to probe Cecilia Dapa's alleged stolen monies. The Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, is under siege to investigate and possibly prosecute the resigned Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapa after a huge amount of cash was allegedly stolen from her home. Social commentators and social media users have been calling on the OSP to take up the matter before it gets cold. When asked if the calls have stopped coming through, a source at the OSP told My Joy Online they have not stopped coming since the case became public last week. While some are happy she has already resigned, many think the quoted amount in excess of $1 million that she has allegedly kept at home is too much to be personal money she earned genuinely. Madame Dapa resigned from office at the weekend after she became the talk of town following publications that her two helps were standing trial for allegedly stealing huge sums of foreign and local currencies from her residence in Accra. In her resignation letter, she said she decided to step down because she did not want this matter to become a preoccupation of the government and a hindrance to the work of government at such a crucial time. The House helps 18-year-old Patience Buche and 30-year-old Sarah Ajay, along with 3 others, allegedly stole $1 million, 300,000 euros, and millions of Ghana cedis being the monies and personal effects of Abena Dapa and her husband between the month of July and October 2022. However, Cecilia Dapa says there are inaccuracies in the figures being reported in the media. That claim is, however, questionable since the media reported exactly what is captured on the charge sheet. President AKUFO-ADDO subsequently accepted her resignation and affirmed the minister's integrity. I am confident, like you, that at the end of the day, your integrity whilst in office will be fully established. I wish you the very best in all your endeavors. You also said, it is with considerable regret that I accept your resignation, and I applaud your loyalty to the image and standing of the government. The work you undertook during your period in government was excellent and productive, and I thank you for your wholehearted contribution and devotion to the progress of the government and the nation, he stated. Cecilia Brandapa reported a robbery. So why was she arrested? A government minister in Ghana must have thought she was doing the right thing by going to the police to report a theft at her house, but it backfired spectacularly and she's now under arrest herself. According to a court charge sheet dated last Thursday relating to those accused of the theft, Cecilia Brandt Dapa had a vast amount of money stolen. It describes a cash sum of $1 million, 780,000 euros, as well as 3,000 euros, 300,000 euros, $333,000 and 350,000 Ghana cedis, plus other personal items including handbags valued at $35,000 and $95,000 worth of jewelry. The 68-year-old disputed the figures given in court document, but the revelations outraged many in Ghana. The country's currency has been losing value rapidly in recent months, with those in charge of the troubled economy blaming dollar hoarders for the woes of the city. It was shocking for many to learn that a government minister may have been holding foreign currency herself. Mrs. Dapa resigned as Minister of Sanitation and Water Resources, a post she had held for the last 5 years, on Saturday in order, she said, not to distract from the work of government. She added that she was sure that any investigation will show she had acted with integrity. That did not quell the anger. By Monday, she was under arrest. The Office of the Special Prosecutor, which deals with graft allegations against high-level officials, announced that it had arrested and was questioning Mrs. Dapa for suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses regarding large sums of money and other valuable items reportedly stolen from her residence. The saga began with a burglary, or possibly a series of burglaries, at the minister's home, which she shares with her husband and daughter in the capital, Accra. Two women who worked as domestic workers for the family are at the center of the accusations. One is alleged to have operated as a lookout, while the other allegedly stole the cash and other goods. They, as well as the three others accused, have not commented on the charges. The brief facts of the investigation which are attached to the charge sheet, said that last October, Mrs. Dapa's husband, Daniel Osei-Kufo, returned home and heard an unusual noise from his bedroom, and then found one of the accused hiding behind the door. It was afterwards that the couple realized that things were missing, but they only went to the police 7 months later. It is not clear why there was such a long delay, but in that time, the accused are alleged to have gone on an extravagant spending spree. One allegedly bought a 3-bedroom house on the outskirts of Accra, as well as items to go in it: a double-decker fridge, a television, a washing machine, a chest freezer, a gas cooker, and a water dispenser. She allegedly gave money to her boyfriend to buy 2 cars, a Hyundai Elantra and a Honda Civic. The couple are also accused of renting another 3-bedroom house in a different city and a storeroom. The former employee of Ms. Dapa is alleged to have spent some of her share of the stolen money on building her own 3-bedroom house. But for the former minister herself, the source of the money that funded this alleged huge spending bill was a mystery. In her resignation letter, Ms. Dapa said the report that she had various huge sums of foreign currencies and millions of Ghana cedis do not represent correctly what my husband and I reported to the police. President Nana AKUFO-ADDO's response disappointed anti-corruption campaigners as it appeared to prejudge the outcome of the investigations. I am confident that at the end of the day, your integrity whilst in office will be established, he wrote to Ms. Dapa. She has served as a minister since President AKUFO-ADDO was first elected in 2017, initially in aviation. A year later, she was switched to water and sanitation. Ms. Dapa was well known as she was one of just 3 women in the president's cabinet. Now her political future hangs in the balance as the special prosecutor investigates whether she really had such huge sums of cash in her house, and if so, where it came from. AKUFO-ADDO replaces Cecilia Dapa with Freda Prempeh at Sanitation Ministry. The President Nana Addo AKUFO-ADDO has appointed the Minister of State at the Presidency a Member of Parliament for Tano North, Freda Prempeh, as the Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources. She takes over from Cecilia Dapa, who resigned from the portfolio over the weekend following the stolen money scandal. This was announced in a statement signed by the Director of Communications at the Office of the President, Eugene Ahin, today, Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. That was yesterday. The President of the Republic, Nana Addo AKUFO-ADDO, has appointed the Minister of State at the Presidency and Member of Parliament for Tano North, Honorable Freda Prempeh, as the Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources. She takes over from Honorable Cecilia Dapa, whose letter of resignation dated Saturday, 22nd July 2022 was accepted by the President on Saturday, 22nd July 2023. Profile of Freda Prempeh. Freda Prempeh's political career started back in 2002 as an assembly member for Lako electoral area of the La Dadi Kotopon constituency in the Greater Accra region for 8 years. In February 2006, she was called to serve on the National Reconciliation Commission as a public affairs officer for a period of 9 months. She is currently a Member of Parliament for Tano North constituency and serves on the Mines and Energy Government Assurance Committee in Parliament. She was appointed the Deputy Minister of Works and Housing in 2017 by President AKUFO-ADDO. She contested in the 2020 Ghanaian general election as the parliamentary candidate for the Tano North seat on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party and won by more than 51%. This makes it her 3rd term as an MP and now a member of the 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic. Every single corruption can be traced to the Flagstaff House, Murtala Muhammad alleges. The Member of Parliament for Tamale Central, Ibrahim Mutala Muhammad, has described President AKUFO-ADDO's comment on immediate past sanitation and water resources minister Cecilia Dapa as unfortunate. This follows the president's assertion that Madame Dapa's integrity will be established after huge sums of foreign exchange was stolen from her home, forcing her to resign. In a letter accepting the resignation of Cecilia Dapa, President AKUFO-ADDO showered praises on her and affirmed his belief in her integrity. A portion of the letter read, "I am confident like you that at the end of the day your integrity whilst in office will be fully established. I wish you the very best in all your endeavors." Speaking to Joy News, Ibrahim Mutala Muhammad stressed that the presidency was already seeking to clear the minister even before an investigation. I have been saying this since 2017 that the Flagstaff House is the seat of corruption. Many people thought I just hated this president. Every single corruption can be traced to the Flagstaff House. I am only shocked that the special prosecutor had not begun investigating this matter. Perhaps they need to have an official communication before, because they do not need to be petitioned before they can commence investigation into the matter, he stated. Touching on some attempts by MPP communicators to defend the former sanitation minister, the MP argued that corruption is not only a result of poverty but greed. The fact that she had the luxury to resign speaks volumes, and the attempt to defend this woman is appalling. I've heard MPP communicators who have argued that she performed 2 major funerals. That could be donation proceeds. The woman came and in an attempt to defend herself lied and said that the figure that was published by the media is not the accurate figure, when in actual fact on the charge sheet the media is not wrong on the total amount of money that she claimed was taken from home. The point is, we are doing for offer, and Formina is doing business with us in Parliament. So the same way we don't open our sitting members of Parliament, we wait till we get there. But Formina is doing business with us in Parliament, he explained. Stick and stay right here. The end of our editorials for today. 21 minutes on top of the hour, 8 a.m. GMT. In the studios of PAPALAW Radio, we streaming live on www.modernghana.com, online radiobox.com. I'm going for a break, and when I'm back, we'll do politics. Stick and stay right here.
Yamisira, Mamani Payos, and Fua, and Yanum. Yafanya Misroya, Jumana, Yami Besrayan, O'Brien, Boya, and Moyamurai, Abeya, Fianara, Amabaya, Fianara, Yanoma, Asitana, Fianara, Amabaya, Fianara, Adize, Yamoyamurai. Asampaetia Obayansa Foso Obunia one can asam. Say Mafu to some Kakre was supeme. Yo, Kofi, oh my woman, oh many Yamana, Geni baby, watch out, Zayawaring. One song, one nipa, as I did of you. Yamo Yamberaye, Abeya, oh my woman, oh my mamana, Adiwaya Nora, Yamichata, Yamana Rena, one song, one nipa, so I wanna be Yamo Yamberaye, Abeya, if you had one song, one nipa. Azepa of yo, come on, Yamberaye, Abeya, if you had a Amabeya, if you had a Asitebeya, if you had a oh, Amabeya, if you had a Yana, come on, Yamberaye, Abeya, Obra, you are a boy. Can you breathe the wafa? Simpower ways na winya. Yamisira, Mamani Payos and Fua, and Yanum. Yafanya Misroya, Jumana, Yami Besrayan, O'Brien Boya, and Moyamurai, Abeya, Fianara, Amabaya, Fianara, Yanoma, Asitebaya, Fianara.
man be ye feminu mienra. 30 minutes on top of the hour, 8 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We stream it live on www.mortingghana.com, online, radiobox.com. You know what time it is. It's time to do politics, and we can't do politics without the politicians. I have in the studio a man I revere so much, a man I love so much, a man who understands politics, speaks politics, eat politics, sweep, does everything with politics. I'm sure even in his dreams, he always see himself doing politics. I have in the studio Honorable Dela Edem. The other name, he will mention it. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to PAPALAW Radio and our humble studio.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
That's right. That's right. How are you doing? You're looking good. I like your outfit.
By grace. By grace, and thank you.
That's right.
By grace, being our best.
That's right. That's right. That's right. It looked like we planned this. I decided to. I was contemplating should I go formal or traditional.
Anyhow,
By God's grace,
I am that kind of mix blend type
That's
of human
right.
being, so I can do anything.
That's right.
English, away, anything.
That's
fancy,
right.
anything,
That's right.
anything, so
That's right.
no problem at all. I'm okay.
All right. So briefly, since it's your first time here, tell us who is Honorable Dela Edem.
Oh. Yes, I don't think that anybody has ever asked me that before.
Wow.
But the line, the Mauve, I am from the Auve
Auve,
family.
okay.
I'm from Keji in the
Okay.
Volta region.
Wow.
My father was a senior police officer.
Wow.
I lost him and they buried him on the 25th of March.
It's like you are walking in his shadows.
Yeah,
You
so,
look.
so I'm
more-
a barracks boy.
That's right.
So I'm not one of those guys who is easily intimidated.
I can see.
And I think that I have one of my students in your school. He will tell you, say the life's tough. I'm very, very, very tough guy.
Discipline.
I'm telling you. And so anybody who has lived with me,
That's right.
it's only when you complete school you get to know that this guy was telling us something sensible, but we didn't listen.
That's right.
And so that is the kind of person I am. Yes, went to University of Cape Coast.
Okay.
Completed the
I
year.
want to look
2006.
at your formative days. Secondary school. Which secondary school?
I went to St.
I'm just
John's-
being
I
curious.
went to St. John's Secondary School.
Oh, okay. You call them the Saint, eh?
The Saints.
Yeah.
St. John's, Takrady.
Okay.
And that is what was-
That's amazing.
Yes.
Wow.
yes,
So you decided to be in the central region.
yes. It was because Daddy was a police officer, so he was moving from
One place.
Kwewuta, from Winneba to Kwewutafo to
Amazing.
Koko to Sekendi Takrady.
That's
to
amazing.
Tamale, from Tamale to Nalerugu, then from Nalerugu to Jasikan.
So you speak Hausa?
No.
Okay.
Then from Jasikan to Ejura, a
Amazing.
whole lot of places.
You
So
remember all this?
Daddy was moving places and we were just following him around. But I think that when I was in the training college, that was when he moved to the northern region. So
Okay.
I decided to stay in Tema, in Ashaima.
Okay.
And I was attending the training college. And so
Wow.
I stopped following him.
Wow.
And being a boy.
Wow.
That is basically.
That's
So
amazing.
it was then I got admission, went to the University of Cape Coast.
Okay.
They contested SRC presidents
Wow.
and lost by some small margin.
Imagine.
52 votes.
That's painful, eh?
When I tell you what happened,
You
on
will
the
see
campus,
Canaan, but your feet won't touch that.
yes, I fought against a candidate who was sponsored by the Central Region of the MPP.
Okay.
They supported the candidate.
Wow.
He was their
So all these student politics, these two major political parties
And
always have a hand in it.
it was the student politics that projected me to where I am now.
Wow.
Because whilst I was doing politics on campus, then there was a guy called Halidu. And the Halidu guy was working at the office of Professor Moss.
Wow.
But then he was doing a course on campus.
Okay.
So he had identified my potential and said, Brother, when you finish school, I want you to come and help us.
Wow.
So what is it that you want to do? He said, "Want us to."
So I'm sure at the time you have not decided which, or you were deciphering between which.
I didn't like the MPP.
Okay.
I didn't like their style of politics.
Okay.
And so I didn't like them. But then when Halidu approached me, I was sympathetic towards the NDC.
The NDC.
All along. So
For what reason?
probably I would say that I was moved into the NDC or convinced or swayed by Jerry Rawlings.
Okay, because of his
His
militant.
style of
That's right.
politics, discipline, straightforward, frank,
That's right.
brutal. And so somebody like that thought, say, yeah, Charlie, I think that I like the guy. So I started and started politics. So around 1992, 93, then about 94 and 96, I voted.
Wow.
I voted for the year. So
On a lighter note, when we're growing up, anytime we see helicopter,
around the
we say
skies,
Rollins is flying.
Sure. And so that is how
Wow.
we swayed.
Wow. So joining the NDC officially in which year?
Officially, I would say that
Because I know at the time you were having this, how do we call this, militia? You remember those days when those, some places there were no police stations and all that. We used to have these people we call militia. And
so
they can, okay.
I was not part of the militia. I was not
Okay,
part of
they can arrest you
Yeah.
like police
I
would do and
remember, I
all
remember
that.
very well. I was not part of the
Okay.
militia and was not part of those NDC
Veranda
groupies,
boys.
Veranda boys. And no, I was not part of
People
them.
have forgotten
I
all
was
those
just a
stuff.
young boy,
Okay.
interested in the politics of the day. I liked the
Ideas.
president of the day, and so basically my activities were centered around
Jerry
who
Rawlings
Jerry Rawlings
was.
and that is exactly how my formative years of the politics. So I would say that 1996, because I voted 92 thereabout.
Wow.
1996, I think that was when I took a card. I remember. I was young. I was around 22 thereabout.
Wow.
Yes, I took
Wow.
a card.
Wow.
And then moved on. Went to the university in 2002. Completed in 2006.
Okay.
And then officially became a member of the NDC communication team in 2006. So in Greater Accra, there is nobody who has done communication
More than
longer
you.
than me.
Wow.
Nobody.
Including the Felix of
Nobody.
Sukwachi.
Not the Felix Kwachi, not Omani
Otukuno.
Buama, not Otukuno Buama and others. Because when I was doing politics, I was on
Buama.
radio, Otukuno and others were in school still.
That's right. Legon.
Yes. Felix was in KNUST.
That's right.
And so, yes. But somewhere along the line, when they completed and the communication team was put together, we used to meet.
Okay.
We used to meet, and then when NDC was in power in 2000, thereabout, we used to meet Flagstar House, party headquarters, the castle. Annex on
At the time.
Mondays, we were meeting there for meetings. And so,
That was the seat of government at the time.
yes,
the castle.
yes. And we were having our meetings at the conference hall.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was how. So I know everybody who is below 40 years and doing communication. I know them.
That's right.
Everybody. Felix, Omani Boama, Okujota Blakwa, Fifi Kwete. Fifi Kwete is a senior to me. Fifi Kwete,
Okay.
Otukuno, all those guys.
So setting the record straight, where were you then? Well, it was a solid packaging
Yes, setting the record straight was when was
to
formed
drum
by Fifi
home
Kwete
your agenda.
was to push an agenda of the youth.
That's right.
And that anytime you wanted to speak on any issue, you should know where you were coming from, and what you were saying was a fact. And so there, I was not a member of the setting the record straight, but I had all their
Come on.
leaflets, research books, everything that they did, I had it. I think that it was a privileged group of people.
Okay.
Fifi Kwete carefully selected people. And I remember one time, there was a time he listened to me on Meridian FM then
Okay.
in Tema.
Okay.
And then he said, get me
Yes,
that boy.
that is now Accra FM,
Okay.
100 points.
Good. So Meridian FM in Tema, Newtown. And so he listened to me one time and then asked somebody to get my number. For me. So that was, I think, that Nidodu. And they asked Nidodu and some guys that, get me that boy's number and I want him. So Nidodu contacted me and then arranged that I was supposed to meet Fifi Kwete at the time.
Okay.
And so that was Fifi Kwete is 2 years or 1 year ahead of me.
Ahead of you.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
one day we wanted to meet, but unfortunately we could not meet without. It was then getting to an election time, 2008,
Okay.
and seriously campaign.
Wow.
And by God's grace, we won the election. But then I started communication when I completed University of Cape Coast.
That's amazing.
Came around.
So that was around between 2006, 7,
2006,
7 there
seven
around.
thereabout. So it was 2006 thereabout because I
Okay.
completed September.
Okay.
And I was doing a bit of talking on radio before I went to school. So
Okay.
I had a bit of experience.
That's amazing.
Then I was invited to Professor Moll's office, Kuku Hill.
Wow.
So when I got there, I met Halidu. He will introduce me to
Professor Mills.
not Professor Mills.
Okay.
The communication director then, Honorable Hannah Tete.
Okay.
Hannah Tete.
That's right.
And a few people,
Solid woman.
Fifi Kwiti and all the VC Free Young
Yeah.
Crowd, the young guys, all
That's
of them in
right.
the office. So I was introduced to almost all of them. Then my major assignment was Meridian FM.
Okay.
And so somebody was supposed to observe me on radio.
Okay.
And so the person observed, listened to me,
So
and
no.
then gave a call out. The guy can do well. And so
That's
he's
right.
doing very well. So let's move him on. So I was then moved on from Meridian FM to Oman FM. Look at the
Okay.
quantum jump.
Hey,
And the
that was huge
very huge.
because of Man FM.
So Oman FM at the time, night program, morning program, TV program. So my
Okay.
first TV was on Oman TV.
Wow. Wow. That's the net 2 or so.
The two.
Okay.
And that was where you could meet John Boydu, Samia
Solid.
Uku, Samia Uku, Abu Ramadan, Adomaku Befi.
That's right.
Honorable Balado Menu.
Where is that man? He used to say, Ejiramuan neba no Ekura neba no mo kika.
Yes.
It's
I
so
remember
funny.
that's the Balado Menu.
Yes,
Was a very
right.
intelligent
Yeah.
communicator. He was a very intelligent
Yeah.
communicator. So that was how. I met
And we all
all of them. I
know
remember
Oman FM is
Yes.
aligned to their sympathizers of the
very
MPP.
a very tough radio station to be on. And so I was hardened from
That point.
that point. Because you go to a radio, you meet Adomaku Befi,
Solid.
Samia Uku, John Boydu, all of them, three
Packed.
against me.
On the same panel.
Against one NDC member.
That's
Three
right.
against one. And so they will allow an MPP person to speak. Then you come in to
Come
speak.
in and then he would
Then the two
they
will
bamboozle
come
you.
and try to diffuse everything.
everything you have
And
said.
so if you are
Why is it
smart-
that politicians, this one, a quick one,
Yes.
why is it that whenever one speaks and then the other listens and the opportunity is given to the other, all of you want to end, you don't want to, speak last. Everybody wants to speak last and not the first.
There are people who, somebody like Abronye, anytime he meets me on UTV, he prefers I speak first. And he has that rapport with the host.
Okay.
So you remember
Right,
he
that's
was sitting
right.
at the host. Every time I meet him, the host speaks first.
Okay.
Now, I decided to study.
I've been watching
who-
you
I've been
actually.
studying- I decided to study who Abronye is and his style. If you speak first, and you make a mistake of making an infactual statement,
That's right.
that is the end of the program for you. He will base everything and
On the infactual
truth,
thing.
the infactual statement you made, or the
blow it out of proportion.
blow it out of proportion, and try to create the impression that you are not credible communicator to be listened to.
That's right.
And so I realized that is the intention.
strategy.
And I am one person. I don't like doing propaganda. I want to say the thing. I will say the thing in a very fierce manner.
That's right.
If you're an MPP person, you will not feel comfortable, but I've said it. I may not insult you.
That's right.
I will not. But the way I will say it, you will feel, say, this is naked. For instance, if I'm referring to the president, I say that I have looked at all the president under the Fourth Republic, and Nana AKUFO-ADDO is the worst. I will say it in a manner you will not feel comfortable. Are you okay?
That's right.
But to me, that is the truth. I have said, if you want to say anything against your mama, I don't have a problem
That's
with
right.
that one.
That's
But I
right.
think that he's the worst president ever. And if we can It should be somebody who is expunge his name from Ghana's books, that nobody should remember that he ever became a president. That is my way.
Very strong.
So everybody who has monitored him will know that the law on Net2, Adom FM, Peace FM, UTV, Asempa FM will know I am tough. Very tough. I don't allow the host to intimidate me.
That's right.
I will respect you for who you are, but I'm not the kind of person you can easily intimidate. Yeah, so that has been my style, and that has been my way of doing politics.
I have been following you more on UTV.
Yes.
Anytime you guys are paired, you and Abronya, I say what?
Fire.
There's fire on the mountain.
But he's a nice person.
On a lighter note, I mean, I'm told he's a very nice person.
Very nice person.
So, Honorable, let's go straight to the NDC. NDC becoming the offshoot of the PNDC. Why that transition? What do you think accustomed that transition from the PNDC era to the NDC era?
Jerry Rawlings as president of the Republic, very young man, charismatic, hardworking, committed, and loyal Ghanaian.
That's right.
And he was so emotional. And so, having been president for almost 11 years, unquestionable, then there was external forces putting pressure on him. We want you to.
So officially, it wasn't his intent at the time to switch.
The truth be told, that there was external pressure
forces
on him. We were then going through this, what do we call it, structure adjustment program here and there, IMF,
that's right,
World Bank programs and that kind of thing. So some of them came with conditionalities.
Okay.
And there was then appeal on his conscience that we want you to transition into a democratic process. Then you can contest as well.
That's right.
So when the idea of you,
we are not allowing you to relegate yourself to the background or relinquish the seat. Still, you can contest.
So
that's very
when
strategic.
When the idea was mooted, I think that he bought into it.
That's right.
So the NDC decided to put a group of people together to form the party and then work around it. So Nana Kunedu, Ajiman Rawlings, Obeda Samoa, very prominent people, name Image, Yusuf Ali and others who became our first chairman. And all these guys came together to form the NDC then.
Most of them were part of the cadres.
They were part of the cadres. Very lecturers, some university lecturers, some people who were part of who were appointees of the PNDC era. And so that is how the formation stages came to being. So yes, Jerry Rawlings, then there was the intention that Jerry Rawlings would become our flag bearer.
Okay.
So the main focus was to who will partner Jerry Rawlings when he becomes the flag bearer. That became the responsibility of Nana Kunedu and a few people.
Okay.
Where they contacted Sam Jonah and few people here and there.
Because recently it was the news that Sam Jonah said he was once approached, and then even in 1986.
Nana Kunedu had an influence on Jerry Rawlings at the time as a husband, a man who respected the opinion of the wife. And so most of the decision taking also came from, there was that consultation.
So let me play the devil's advocate. At the time, I'm sure Nana Kunedu was nursing an ambition, but a husband and a wife coming, deputizing the husband at the time, because per the grapevine discussions, people thought she had this ambition long ago, and in 1992 she had no option than to say, okay, let me go fetch someone to deputize you. But if people would have agreed at the time, a husband and a wife, I mean, standing for an election at the time would have been a different story altogether. But then, that's people's thought.
Yes, fact. I cannot say with the evidence that she had ambition of becoming to lead the NDC. I cannot say that. But she was a very notable character within the setup of the NDC.
That's right.
I think that the colors and some of the things that went into the formation of the NDC came from Nana Kunedu.
That's right.
She was very influential person. and she was hardworking.
With the 31st
and
December
mobilization of the 31st December women movement.
Mm.
So, as to the idea of being a flag bearer one time, I felt
that desire was there, Lord.
the desire came about because of bitterness.
Okay.
She did not have the intention to contest. That is what I feel.
Okay.
It
Just
was
to prove a point.
Yes. It was the way Professor Moll's administration was, quote, in quote, surrounded by a certain group of people. And then the Rawlinses
who felt Nana Kuredu is not relevant
again. The group
again.
of people felt that Nana Kuredu was no more significant. And Rawlins was no more significant. Because when we were going to 2000 election campaign, the MPP had waged a campaign against Jerry Rawlins that he was going to control Professor Mills. And so when Professor Mills won, the Atua voice felt that there was the need to create this fence around Professor Mills so that that impression that he will be controlled by Rawlins doesn't come to fruition.
That's right.
And that was so that was the mentality.
Okay.
But those people who were forming that fence around Professor Mills went beyond the limit. And it resulted in kind of bad treatment of Jerry Rawlins.
The babies with sharp teeth.
Not even that. That is what even the latter stage.
The latter stage.
That was Professor Mills. Later, when Rawlins started speaking against Professor Mills,
right.
That was when
and his style of leadership.
Exactly. That was when the young guys came up to defend Professor Mills because they had become appointees of Professor Mills.
That's right.
And there was the need to defend the establishment, Professor Mills.
Appointing authority.
That was wrong. That was so wrong. That was because we had some people at that time, 28, 29,
I like the
years.
way you address political issues.
Yes. 29, 30 years. And the founder of your party, you cannot say that because you love the president, then Professor Mills, you should go attacking Rawlins.
So the NDC,
and that issue created a problem up to today, and it is still lingering on. And as people can be identified as Franca people and that kind of people, group of people, it is simply because a group of young boys, young guys, 29, 30, 31.
At the time, I'm told some of them were even 28.
And it was planned. It was planned.
By who?
It was planned from meetings that go and respond to Professor Mills, or go and respond to Jerry Rawlins.
Wow.
And realize that they responded to a particular radio station, Radio Gold at the time.
That's right.
And that was where the guys were. I don't want to mention it because most of them are my friends, very bosom friends now. And so they were asked to do it. And they go on that radio station every morning because they felt that Rawlins was attacking Professor Mills in the public domain in a manner they didn't want. Yes. I would say that Rawlins, anybody who knows Rawlins, should have known that it was bound to happen.
He's a firebrand person.
Rawlins would say the way it
is.
is. And so nobody could also gag him. So all we needed to do was to make sure that he was part of the establishment. But an attempt to sideline Jerry Rawlins at the time, when Professor Mills, he had sacrificed so much to make Professor Mills the president of the Republic. Look at the time.
No, the party belongs to him.
That belongs to him.
He signed your
party
constitution with his blood.
Tying constituency. This man immediately the election
ran
to time to go and.
It even confused the MPP not to even mind that.
But listen, when Professor Mills' name came up, and Rawlins said he would support Professor Mills if he wanted to contest to become the flag bearer, he divided the party. That was the emergence of Spiogabra and Gusitano and his group.
And or something,
and others, Dr. Percy and others
right.
came up. A group of people, very intelligent young guys who were the strategic think tank of the NDC at the time.
That's right.
And they felt that no.
I'm sure they were grooming Gusi.
They were grooming Gusi to succeed Rawlins because of his persona and character and behavior. It was more or less like Rawlins' type.
That's right.
So those guys felt that Gusitano should succeed Rawlins.
That's right.
Rawlins also felt that I've worked with everybody. This guy is too humble as a professor. If you want to contest to become the flag bearer of the NDC, I will support him.
How was Professor Mills discovered? I'm told, is this Spiogabra or somebody went to Rawlins that I need some favor from the IRS, but the boss there is being difficult. He wants his things pepe, as they say it. He's the type who wants things to be done.
He was an honest politician.
That's right.
Somebody who valued his integrity very much. And I think that those who worked with him, somebody made a recommendation to, and he got to Nana Kunedu Ajiman Wallace.
That's right.
And so Nana Kunedu Ajiman Wallace whispered into the ears of General Rawlings, said, this guy, I am told immigration boss was whatever boss at the time said so. He was what chair president
IRS.
Boss is doing so well, and I think that
Revenue
is
service.
somebody everybody speaks about, a man
That's
of
right.
integrity. So if you want to consider running it, please look at the direction. I think that was where Rawlings bought into the thing. The circumstances leading to the selection of Professor Mills, I wouldn't be able to say, but as somebody introduced Professor Mills to Nana Kunedu Ajiman Wallace,
Right.
Nana Kunedu decided to lead the pack in introducing Professor Mills. And then Professor Mills, Rawlings engaged Professor Mills and realized that the guy was full of wisdom.
I'm telling you.
And so humble and had integrity.
That's right.
And that is exactly how. But Rawlings had gone through hell. With
Yeah. Because of
Akai and-
people felt, no, it's my turn.
Good.
Why should you bring,
Yes.
a novice,
Exactly.
somebody
Exactly.
who wasn't part of the
Exactly.
whole process?
Exactly.
So did Rawlings actually die with the NDC? Looking at the treatment and the buhaha, the blood bath between the two factions. I mean,
think
the
that-
John Mahama faction
In
and
my,
then
in my
the
opinion,
Mills faction.
in my opinion, Jerry Rawlings died a bitter man.
I
He
believe
was
so.
bitter about the NDC,
I
and he
side
was
with
bitter
you.
about certain things that happened in the party. But I think that who should be blamed? Nana Kunedu Ajiman Rawlings should be blamed.
Why?
A woman who led the husband to the slaughterhouse. That is my thinking. Listen, you cannot all of a sudden be a friend to your political enemy. If you invite me to go to Nana AKUFO-ADDO's house and he gives me water, I want to examine the water before I drink.
That's true.
Because that is my political enemy. He cannot turn a day and be my loved one.
The Kumi Prekon agenda and all that.
Absolutely. So your political enemy is always your political enemy. Are you okay?
That's
but
right.
you cannot use the word enemy. It's a political opponent. So you cannot all of a sudden turn. See, when in 1992 the NDC elections, the NPP branded Jerry Rawlings Ashawuba.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Rawlings is here. Oh yeah,
So-
Ashawuba.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ashawuba. Meaning
He's a bastard.
Bastard child. And that is exactly what they said about
He's
him.
not a Ghanaian and all
They
that.
said so many things, that he's not a Ghanaian, he's not that, he's this, so many things. It got to a point where the NPP on political platform could shout and say, yeah, GMA,
And then you're man.
yeah, GMI,
I heard it.
yeah, GMA, yes. So all manner of things were said about Rawlings. Then Nana AKUFO-ADDO becomes the president. And here, Nana Kunedu was seen to be in love with Nana AKUFO-ADDO in order to spite John Mahama.
That's right.
Or spite NDC people, because he had campaigned for the NPP at the time and was leading the husband to loving the NPP. Rawlings, you see Rawlings at the Flagstaff,
That's right.
the Flagstaff House, doing what? And so all manner of things came to the fore. And
So let's look at the birth of John Mahama. Since you brought this issue, we are told that before, is it Hudu Yaya or no, the former foreign minister, Dr. is also not from the Northern, caucus, when he deputized former Professor Mills during the 2004 elections.
yes,
I'm referring to his running mate. I'll get the name. And at the time, we realized that when he left, there was that meeting ongoing, left, right, center, who should deputize the humble professor and all that. We were told that John Mahama at the time refused to accept the running mate position. But some from the grapevine, when they realized that the old professor is having health issues and all that, he agreed to accept the running mate position because he knew that very soon the old professor will go for him to take over. That is from the grapevine. Long and short, eventually John Mahama takes the center stage, becomes the vice president, and some way, somehow, the friction started between Rollins and then John Mahama. Why are you not obeying my orders and all that? So you feel bossy, you feel you are now in charge. Where are you coming from? This is my party. I tell you what to do and all that. Long and short, we have these factions. You agree that we have the John Mahama faction, we have the males faction, and then even the Fonka games, friends of Nana Kunadu, Ajiman Rollins, and then Rollins faction. How do we bring all these people together? Because at the end of the day, some have even joined the NPP. Owusu Bempa, for instance, is now the deputy communications person in the MPP. Again, he is the spokesperson for Ghana Gas. At the end of the day, some have broke away from the party. Did I still insist and ask this question? Did Rollins really die with the NDC?
When Professor Mills became the flag bearer of the NDC, then there was the issue of a running mate. People felt that Professor Mills was too new in the party, so we needed to pick an old party person to be the running mate. So the first name that came up was Dr. Obeda Samoa as the running mate to Professor Mills. And per the nature of Professor Mills feeling and knowing very well that Obed was his lecturer at the university, the law faculty.
That's right.
Decided he was not going to pick Professor Obed Asamoah because it would be an insult, according to him. That how can I be the flag bearer of the NDC and be controlling my lecturer Obed Asamoah as the flag bearer of the NDC then? So he decided, he into consultations with the party hierarchy and told them he would prefer Martin Amidu.
Okay.
At the time, Martin Amidu was the deputy attorney general to Dr. Obed Asamoah.
Okay.
So people felt, Obed felt that it was denigration. He felt that it was an insult to him. That Professor Mills decided not to select him as the running mate with the excuse that it was a lecturer-student relationship and he could not manage him.
Okay.
Went behind and picked his deputy as to become the flag bearer. Here, to become the running mate. Now, the sad aspect here is that Obed thinking was that...
Okay, so Dr. Mahamudu Mumuni.
Mumuni.
That's right.
Mumuni, it was Mumuni after Martin Amidu.
That's right.
So Obed felt bad and felt that Martin Amidu, his deputy, should not be a running mate.
That's
because
right.
he is more senior and his deputy was Martin Amidu.
That's right.
So how can you take my running mate, ignore me,
that's right,
the senior person in the party, a founding member of the party, and go and pick Martin, my deputy? That became an issue in the NDC.
That's right.
But eventually, Professor Mills was able to give a narrative and explanation to the party hierarchy, and then they agreed with him.
That's right.
Obed never forgave Professor Mills for this.
That's right.
Obed Asamoah never forgave Professor Mills for this particular thing. He felt that he spitted him, felt that he treated him badly, unfair. I taught you as a student. You are the president. I am the running mate.
That's fine.
Fine. I have the chance of becoming
president
one time. So give me that opportunity.
That's right.
And don't use a lecturer relationship kind of thing. So Obed felt bad.
A potential a presidential material.
Then Martin Amidu was picked for 2000 election. Then NDC lost the election. Then in 2004, going to 2005, the 6th election.
That's right.
Professor Mills had the opportunity again to lead the party.
That's right.
And needed to pick a running mate again. And here, he decided to go for Alhaji Mumuni.
That's right.
Then
another tough knot.
Another MP, NDC MP, very Kumbungu. And so, when he picked him, Martin Amidu also felt.
You have been used and dumped.
I have been used and dumped. I contested with you just 4 years, 4 terms. We didn't get the opportunity of leading the party. But give me the next opportunity to partner you.
That's right.
And become the whatever it is. But to to throw me away in quotes and go and pick Mohammed Mumuni, Martin Amidu also felt that his senior to Mumuni and Mumuni should not be leading him. You see the whole conundrum, the difficulties.
What is good for the goose is equally good for the gander.
So eventually, Mumuni was involved in an accident. He could not campaign properly. So Professor Mills alone campaigned.
That's right.
And that is how the whole thing
ended.
And eventually, we won election 2008 and came to power in 2009. So, because we were unable to solve this Obeda Samoa thing, Martin Amidu thing, it became a problem for the NDC. To the extent that Obeda Samoa then went and brought Dr. Kwesi Botwe to come and contest Professor Mills in 2005.
Wow.
Are you okay?
This is politics.
Absolutely. So you realize that Obed was still peeved at the behavior of Professor Mills in neglecting him as the not picking him as the flag running mate of the NDC at the time.
That's right.
So in 2005, he had become the chairman of the NDC reorganization. And when he became the chairman, felt that there was the need to pay Professor Mills back. So he went to look for Dr. Obeda Samuel and Dr. Kwesi Botwe, who had also fallen out of the NDC and the Rawlinses to come and contest Professor Mills. Here, Rawlins felt that no. Dr. Botwe was one of my royal ministers, but he
one of the longest
serving finance ministers. But he went out of the party in 1995 and went outside. And we have not heard of him, only to come and say he want to contest Professor Mills. So there, Professor Mills, Rawlins again stood solidly behind Mills. And you see, that is where Rawlins feels that I've
taken bullet
loyal.
for you.
I have taken bullet for you, Professor Mills.
Many times.
And many times that there was no need for you to treat me the way you attempted to treat me when you became president of the Republic. And that was what created all these problems in the NDC. So then eventually, Dr. Botwe did not win. Professor Mills emerged as the flag bearer. We went to election 2008 and won. No, 2008. We were going to election 2000. Then John Mahama issue came up.
That's right. So tell us, is it true that he was once approached?
Yes, it is true.
Okay.
It is true because the first person to have brought out that issue was Nana Kunedu. And she was the one who was asked to contact John Mahama. Or she was part of the team that made the proposal that John Mahama would be a fine candidate. Once we were changing candidates,
the communication.
We changed Martin Amidu and changed Mumuni. There was the need to change. And so we needed somebody who would also bring a little bit of vote and appeal to add up to the northern region. And John Mahama at the time was one of the calm, very eloquent, charismatic MPs who had become the spokesperson of the NDC at the time, and so had marketed himself very well the way he spoke and defended the NDC on major radio when we were in opposition.
That's right.
So Nana Kunedu raised the issue, and people brought John Mahama's name. So in 2004, before Mumuni was picked, according to Nana Kunedu, they contacted His Excellency John Mahama to be the partner of Professor Mills at the time, and he declined the offer and said he was doing some programs or doing study somewhere.
That's right.
And so Nana Kunedu felt that as the wife of the president at the time, nobody at
they
the
felt
time,
disappointed.
Nobody at the time
Respect their first family.
Nobody. So when the issue of the contact came in and did not agree, John Mahama did not agree to the proposal, Nana Kunedu felt bad. And so decided then that, Charlie, when his name came up in the lead to the 2008 election, Nana Kunedu felt that no, I will not allow him to be.
So you are really giving us the trajectory.
Nana Kunedu was rooting for Betty Mold Idisu, a female candidate to be the running mate of Professor Mills.
Amazing.
And Professor Mills felt that Professor Mills and his financiers and the team around him felt that John Mahama would do the trick for the NDC.
Wow.
Nana Kunedu had convinced the husband to buy into the idea of
Because she's been an advocate for
using
women. I
Betty
mean,
Mode.
the 31st
Exactly. And
December.
that is
movement.
the whole thing. So it was a huge albatross around the neck of the NDC, with huge problems internal, and people fought around its problems. People needed to undo others, a whole lot of things. Something the NDC would not want to remember again. But it's great. It created a whole lot of problems. So when John Mahama eventually became the running mate and became the president, that rapport between him and Kunedu wasn't there.
The friction is still.
The friction was still there, deep and up to today. And that has culminated in the political career, abroad political
That's
career
right.
of Nana Kunedu Ajimawami.
So, what actually triggered this whole move of Nana Kunedu contesting the old professor? Because that is where we had the Fonka games and the Usu Bempes and the likes were so much into.
All of them. I don't know actually what prompted Nana Kunedu into taking that decision to contest Professor Laws.
Because it was dead on arrival.
And her group or her team felt that the Ahoys were controlling Professor Laws. And they were taking the party away from the Rawlinses.
I like that.
They were taking the party away from the Rawlinses. So Nana Kunedu then decided that there was the need to look for. I mean, I think that the mistake they made, they should have looked for a candidate to contest Professor Amos. It would have served them better than Nana Kunedu, a president, running a first lady for 19 years, wanting to become the president of the republic.
It's another thing.
Was something else Ghanaian was not going to buy into it. Are you okay? So the
That's
NDC
right.
people felt that, even if you want to be a president, not now, and not in the manner you did it, to contest Professor Moss after his first 4 years, you shouldn't have done that. So people felt bitter about that. This Fonka
And overwhelmingly they voted for the old.
overwhelmingly. I think that was the beginning of the humiliation of the Nana Kunedu, and I felt our mother, but she was humiliated at the polls badly. Then after, Nana Kunedu did not gain relevance in the party anymore. She started doing some things and saying things publicly, and people felt that he was falling out of the party and saying things that he shouldn't be saying. And these are the things that cause disaffection for Nana Kunedu. Now, Professor Mills died, unfortunately. John Mahama all of a sudden became the flag bearer of the leader of the party.
It was a bittersweet experience. I mean.
John Mahama did so well, trying to iron out the differences between him and or the party and Rawlings. He brought Rawlings closer. He consulted him on every issue.
I see.
So Rawlings was not against John Mahama.
Okay.
Rawlings was not against him, but Nana Kunedu was.
Okay.
Rawlings was not against, because you realize that it got to
There's nothing we
it
can
got to a
do.
point Kofi Adams from the camp of the Rawlingses came out and defended John Mahama on so many occasions.
That's right.
To the extent that Nana Kunedu decided to
And he was still the PA too.
PA, especially as assistant to them. So Nana Kunedu then decided that they should change Kofi Adams, and that resulted in the changing, because she was not in bed with John Mahama at the time.
That's right.
There was that conflict still existing. You know how some, women do some of these things. So that is how the whole thing.
Amazing.
Yes.
Wow. Has it caused the party any mess?
It caused that a lot of things, but we have moved on. We have moved on. 12 years, 13 years, thereabout. Professor Amel is almost 12 years since he died, and 11 years now. So we have moved on from where we were. We have moved on. The NDC has moved on. We now have peace and unity in the party. We are edging forward. We are moving forward towards election 2024 with one united front, hoping that by God's grace we'll be able to remove this clueless and incompetent administration of Nana AKUFO-ADDO and take over and come and serve the people of Ghana better. So there is calm, there is more unity in the NDC, and then we are surging forward in one accord.
How prepared is the NDC to wrestle power from this current government?
The NDC is more prepared than we have ever been.
Wow.
The NDC is very ready to take power from the NPP, and we know it's not going to be easy. But then we have decided to do the right things at the right time to take power from them legally. So yes, the NDC is bracing up for so many things. We decided to execute some of our agenda at Asen North, the political strategy at Asen North.
That's right.
It worked. So if you have listened to John Mahama, he has said consistently that exactly what we did in Asen North, the measures we put in place in Asen North will be replicated across the country. And that is what we are planning to do. So the NDC is very ready. We are very, very, very determined to take power from the NPP in a very legal way. And then we assure the NPP that we will come out with messages that will resonate with Ghanaians, that the Ghanaians will give us the opportunity of leading the party into progress. We can assure Ghanaians that we are very, very, very determined to make sure that we win the election 2024.
So let's look at your candidate, His Excellency former President John Dramani Mahama. He's been vociferous in, criticizing this government, some of the excesses, some of the things this government have done. And currently, we have a lot of issues that are flying left, right, center. We'll come to that. But His Excellency John Dramani Mahama had made an emphatic statement that he is going to cancel ex gratia. He is going to work with 60 ministers. Currently, I came across one publication, it said 40 ministers and all that. These promises, is it just a political talk, or it's feasible? Is it feasible or tenable?
I think that John Mahama is one politician who says things he can only do.
Okay.
And some of us in the NDC feel that when you are campaigning, you should go into an overdrive.
Okay.
And that is not the style of John Mahama.
But we have this tape when he said, "Udia kakra, akano kakra." You lie small and then you speak truth small.
Who has said that?
Oh, President Mahama.
Probably he was referring to the NPP people.
Okay.
He was referring to the NPP and saying that they lie, and their political trick or political game is to deceive the people. They lie in a certain manner. And so Rollins was, JM was referring to the style and way of doing politics of the NPP. On so many occasions, JM has said that he does not want to promise people Ghanaians what he cannot do. So when you Google, you'll find out things he cannot do. There are so many things Jerry Rollins JM feels that
Rollins is here.
Yes, he cannot. He does not need to promise people when he cannot do it. When you tell people you will do one district, one factory, and it is on record that you are collapsing 18 or 17 defunct factories. Now, the government has put 17 state-owned enterprises and calling them defunct. Now listen, you promise the people one district, one factory. And so if you have come and there are some state agencies that are defunct, all you needed to do is to augment and bring them up. Then let the youth get job to do.
Planting for food and jobs is also going to be reviewed.
Good. So, but a government that promised the people one district, one factory has succeeded in collapsing companies and collapsing banks. That is not the kind of person John Mahama is. John Mahama does not want to promise the people, and some of us, the NDC.
Is that the reason why he ever made that statement that he is not a magician to conjure jobs for those lazy,
No, I think that he has never said that. What he said was the fact that he is prepared to lose an election when it comes to the decision of the training colleges.
That's right.
and we felt he was doing the right thing. He felt Ghanaian needed it. At the time, training college was becoming a problem. Like, if you have observed, recently in the news, we used to pay training college students 200 Ghana cedis. It has now been reduced to 149.
Yeah.
We used to pay them 200 under John Mahama. And we were paying their feeding fee. So you take the feeding fee and you take your 200 at the end of the month.
That was enough.
Enough. And so we decided that, listen, the training college kind of thing, they have become a tertiary institution. So we'll give them loans. And the teachers are assured of already job. Immediately you complete the training college, you have already job.
That's right.
Ready job
Ready
to
market.
Ready market to go into. And therefore, if that was the idea, we will grant you a loan that when you start working, you pay. And so we decided to cancel the allowance and grant the student loans.
Okay.
The MPP decided to use this one, went to the training colleges and told the student, we will not cancel it, we will restore the allowances. And the training colleges bought into that idea.
I saw it.
But you
Videos
see,
all over.
that idea is today, the students are now suffering for it.
You saw those billboards. Remember
you.
me.
Yes.
Remember me.
Yes. So that is what. So John Mahama is that kind of person. He believes that you should say. See, sometimes those of us in the NDC feel that, oh, John Mahama should say some things. Somebody once called me and said, tell John Mahama that he will make the port 3 ports, and he will win the vote of everybody who works or has anything to do at the ports. But it is not feasible.
From the grapevine, people are of the view that the MPP's communication at the time resonated well with the people. One village,
it was
one
pure
down.
propaganda, deception, and lies. They decided to lie to the people. What they did was to lie to the people, coerce them, and exactly that. And that was what they did. So,
But your message have not gone down with the people. You don't think so?
it is because we have not promised the kind of thing that people want to hear.
Just
For
flashy,
instance,
flashy.
when we were building hospitals and schools and all the interchanges and all the hospitals and all the universities, the NPP went into doing simple politics, telling the people that we don't eat schools.
Yeah, I remember. Infrastructure.
Infrastructure was a hospital. And you see, there is no economic sense in this one. When you fall sick, where would you go to? You go to the hospital.
Certainly.
And you don't have the hospital, what will happen?
You die.
You will die. And so basically that was what the NPP was telling people as a political party. And so if you are building infrastructure and another political party goes to tell the people we don't eat infrastructure, we expect that Ghanaians should be voting against that political party that says we don't eat infrastructure. Because when you go to the European countries, they have developed because they have provided the infrastructure, and that is how they have developed. But in Ghana, somebody can just tell you that we don't eat hospitals, we don't eat roads, we don't do interchange. Yeah, and I buy this why interchange, and was interchange.
Bread and butter issues.
Bread and butter issue. So that is how cheap politics has become. And so when you have a political, sometimes you ask yourself whether we are discerning enough as Ghanaians that somebody is providing university for people to go to school, somebody is providing hospital for people to go to, and another political party will say we don't eat those things, so we should stop. So if you have observed very well, the NPP has been in power for 8 years, and I ask you to mention a single thing they've done, a single infrastructure they've laid that has become a legacy for the NPP. You have none. That is bad enough.
They pride themselves with the
Exactly.
One district, one factory, and they are also talking about the free SHS and the likes. How do you defend some of these then?
The free SHS has now become an albatross around the neck of the Ghanaians. It has become an albatross. When I reveal things to you, you'll be shocked. The biggest problem right now is light bill and water bill. Pause. When you go to the free SHS secretariats, you will see piles and piles of unpaid electricity and water bills. So recently you realize that in the central region, or dropping Brakwa constituency. The ECG went cutting
That's
light
right.
of schools.
That's right.
So ask yourself, how? It is not the school that pays light bill and water bill. Has government been paying? Why has the school's light been cut? It simply means that the government has reneged on its promise to pay school fees. And not school fees alone, water bill. I have seen the school fees. I have seen water. I have seen electricity bill of a school that runs to around 152,000. That is 1.5 billion cedis.
That's a lot of money.
Now, and that school is a day school. That school is a day
Not
school.
even a boarding school.
Not even a boarding school. So you can go and check at Chimota, Presec, Prempe, and check their light and water bill. So recently, when the
Oh, beyond the roof.
recently when the ECD boss went out to went out to
Revenue mobilization, I think
to
they
mobilize
started
revenue.
Operation,
said-
Operation Zero.
Zero. They said the arrears was 5.6 billion.
Wow.
They did it and got 2 point something. You realize that
Yeah.
the 3 point something they've stopped. They got 2.2 billion. They have stopped. Where is the 3.6 billion? The 3.6
arrears.
billion is in arrears at the secondary schools
That's too much.
and state institutions. They are owing that money, and that is government owing. The government cannot pay that money. So once it is government, you cannot go and ask the local family to come and pay light bill and water bill. So allow the light and water to be on, and that is why reckless the government has become. So the government is now increasing light and water bill for us to pay. No matter how much you increase the light and water bill, we will still have to be paying more because the quantum of money the ECG needs are with state institutions and state schools.
That's right.
And that is basically where the problem is.
Honorable, if your government at the time did all these infrastructure
Yes.
and projects, I mean tangible ones, those you can touch and feel, it means your communication team failed.
I think that yes, you could. If you observe the way and manner the NPP is doing their
Sorry to cut in.
propaganda.
There's this social commentator who I saw his video. He was actually apologizing to former president that he never knew that former president did a lot of infrastructure and projects at the time they were misinformed, and so he's on his knees apologizing. I, as a journalist, think that you guys didn't help the government at the time with your communication machinery.
It is not wholly true. Let me give you the genesis of the matter. The MPP has deliberately created radio stations.
Wow.
Deliberate on Man FM, Adom FM, Joy FM, Peace FM.
Oh, Joy is part of the.
Joy is see. Let me tell you something. If a radio stations like Asempa FM was hosting a program in the afternoon, the journalist in the studio was beaten up by NPP tax who went to the studio and attacked him.
Wow.
I'm talking about Bobby.
Bobby and
Bobby
Sayes.
was beaten in the studios. Yet multimedia sacked him. See, this is sad. This is somebody who
I
was
know
working.
Bobby opened one around Atimpoku.
Yes.
And
Bridge
it
FM.
caught fire.
Then good. Somebody working for you in your establishment. Radio stations was hosting a program.
We
in
should
the afternoon.
protect him,
Should be protected. Bobby should have been protected at the time.
no matter what.
The MPP tax, including Hobson Adoyen and others, went to the studio and attacked him for saying things about Nana AKUFO-ADDO. And that, so that is exactly what he did. Multimedia was expected to defend Bobby, right? And rather should have prosecuted or sent those guys to court.
That's right.
But rather, they sacked Bobby, rather, to please the MPP gurus.
And the case ended.
And the case ended. Manas Azuri did a documentary about the
Militia.
presidency, the militia
Militia.
in the castle. Do you know why it ended him? Joy FM apologized.
I remember.
Multimedia apologized on behalf of Manas Azuri. When Azuri,
Who is not willing
who
to.
was not willing because he had the evidence against the president.
That's right.
Let me tell you something. The owner of the Joy FM Multimedia is a friend of the MPP.
Because he.
Now, yes. Now, this So the radio station deliberately. Now look at the way they work. Kwame Sefakai,
Peace FM.
Peace FM.
He's now one of their board members.
He's a board member, appointee, Paul Adumotre, an appointee of the president.
In Ghana.
So
Potter
these are people who were pretending to be journalists sitting on radio, but were in the bedroom of the MPP. They hatched the plan and come and sit on the radio the next morning, and all they do was to undermine the ABC. Now listen, Captain Smart.
That's right. Who was then with Adom FM?
Go to Oman FM, Adom FM, Peace FM. All these radio stations were deliberately established by the MPP financiers. And when they are in power, they speak against the NDC in a manner that does not make the NDC attractive.
Okay.
We always lose an election because the radio station is against us, not because we have not worked.
Wow.
When we were building work interchanges, first time in Ghana, and we're building roads and hospitals and building universities, and we all saw that things were, we were seeing infrastructure. The MPP were just going around telling people, "Well, come DA, come DA, yeah, come DA." I will say politics. You see, that is the nature of politics the MPP engaged in. Now today, all the journalists who were lambasting John Mahama and calling him names, some have started apologizing. And some, like we said, some are still kneeling down apologizing to John Mahama. Why? Because they have now experienced the bitter governance of the MPP. And today they are suffering. Are they not suffering? Today,
We are all in it.
what do you call this guy? Captain Smart is in court. And there are about 8 charges against him by the MPP government.
That's right.
8 charges, 8 cases. Some of them, they tried to bribe him. They set him up, gave money to somebody. The person called you, he met the person at the airport, and then they gave the envelope to him. And then you open the envelope and ask the people, "What is this?" They say, "Yacho. Yacho, why you bribe?" He took him to court. Captain Smart. So, the people like Manuel Zazuri and others who did documentary and other things against John Mahama and gave the MPP.
Have all been.
Today, all of them are on air apologizing that we manufactured lies and sold it to Ghanaians and they bought into it. And that is how John Mahama lost election. So listen, they manufactured, the journalists in this country have come out to say, and some have apologized, that they manufactured lies about John Mahama. And that is what Ghanaians bought into it and voted for. Today, we have an overhyped president, an overrated president. Nana AKUFO-ADDO is overhyped. He doesn't know what he's doing. Nana AKUFO-ADDO today resonates well with corruption to the extent that people who are appointees of Nana AKUFO-ADDO are so bold to steal. Steal. See, if a minister of state can put 17 billion plus in his room, bold enough. Can you do that, other runners?
No.
He couldn't have done that. At least President AKUFO, we know, was so in love in money. He didn't do some of these things. Nana AKUFO-ADDO has granted permission to his ministers of state.
And he keeps clearing them.
And keeps clearing them.
Because I, as a journalist, felt you don't come out this way, that I know you'll be cleared finally. Your integrity. I'm referring to Cecilia Abena Dapa's issue. And if I think peradventure he could have, I mean, it's okay, thanks for your resignation, I'm okay, blah blah blah, congratulations, Aiko, I wish you were in your endeavors. But this time he said, I know you will be vindicated, or that kind of thing.
Should a president be saying that?
Yeah, no.
And
I
this
don't think so.
president we are talking about is 79. And that even, I believe, is his football age. And AKUFO-ADDO is so old that he is now refusing to properly do what is expected of him. Now listen, ministers around Nana AKUFO-ADDO now know that when they steal, the president will clear them. Wow, we all know that women are better managers. That is what we have been told. Today, we now know it is not true.
The affirmative bill is
thing.
still in
They said
Parliament.
women are better managers. When you give them, they manage better. Cecilia Dapa has proven everybody wrong. That today, they can still even better than the men. And look at what she is doing, and she has done. And the president still believes that that woman should be cleared. I am even told that when the special OSP went into her house, they found some money, and it took them 5 hours.
They have denied that, but they are yet to come up with the details. They are of the view that yes, they went there, but the 5 hours counted, they have
But
denied.
what about the money they found there?
And the money they are yet to, declare that this is the amount of money they
They
found.
found in the room
That's
of the
right.
woman.
That's right. But I think this is out of proportion. People have missed it. The shame is too much. I am looking at the promises of the former president, John Dramani Mahama.
Sure.
He said he will expand and double the capacity of the 37 military hospital. Again, he will construct 2 international standard infectious disease centers. He will establish 2 additional international research centers, establish a national infectious disease response plan, make Ghana safe for journalists. This is where my interest is. Bring back companies collapsed by MPP, 6 regional hospitals in new regions, build 6 new universities in new regions, free technical and vocational education, cancel teacher national service and licensure exams, comprehensive review of free SHS, complete the abandoned e-blocks. Yes, we are told that your e-blocks is way outskirts of town. That is why they are left in the bush. Yes, sir.
It is sad. The situation we find ourselves today in Ghana. And truth be told, this president and this government has caused us a lot of damage. And there is the need for us to redeem ourselves. Redeeming ourselves means that all those who queued up in the morning in 2016 and went into voting for Nana AKUFO-ADDO have regretted badly that they gave us a bad commodity. And that bad commodity is Nana AKUFO-ADDO. Boss, they gave us a bad commodity. That bad commodity is Nana AKUFO-ADDO. Now listen.
Tell us.
Your mama believes that this government deserves better. Your mama believes that this country deserves better, and we must do things properly. So when he promises, you see, say, it is feasible, you can do it. Teachers, we go to training college, and we are examined by University of Cape Coast. When we complete, the MPP says we want to do an exam to reduce exams. Do you know the reason behind the exam?
Tell us.
The reason behind the licensure exams is that we have given you allowance. We cannot recruit all of you and pay all of you like it was previously done. So they introduced an exams and they fail the student 10,000, 12,000, 13,000, and they're in the house. Because a backlog of teachers who are in the house today.
So that they won't employ
So
them.
that they will not employ you because they don't have the money to employ you.
That's strategic.
That is strategic. So they give you allowance. Gradually, they are reducing the allowance from 200.
I wonder why you are not adding it to their syllabus. You allow them to come out as trained teachers, qualified teachers. The next thing is go for licensure exams. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Because we all attended training college. I attended training college, Peki Training College. Completed. The exams was conducted by University of Cape Coast. And some of the even ministers, I know. When I was in level 400, there was a minister that Nana AKUFO-ADDO recently cleared about the Australian visa. He could not redeem himself. He still could not redeem himself, so he's not a degree holder. If he has written it down now, I don't know. He was my engineer at the university. Today, they are ministers of state. The same exam the University of Cape Coast set for them to pass. The same exams
which they couldn't.
They couldn't pass. It's the same exam that the children are writing at the training colleges, and they are now passing. Yet after that, then there is now another setup of examination for them to write, and so the screening is done. Let me tell you something. This government has a very cunning way of doing things. They give you a gift with the left hand and
They
take it back with the right, and that is exactly the agenda. So you look at them very well. There is no policy that the MPP promotes or brings out that is to benefit Ghanaians. Tell me one. Today, the buffer stock says they have supplied food for 2 years, some 1 year. some 6 months, and they have not been
Be
paid.
paid.
So what is the fee test? So the children are in school and they eat food, borrowed food. Then there is something we call PTA. That is what is used to augment the financial strength of the schools. Parents go to meeting and they willingly agree that we want to help the school. Urinal. Today when you go to the washrooms of the students,
Bad.
you can't go there.
They're in bad.
Because no PTA money is collected. And the headmaster cannot levy any charge. When you do that, you are sanctioned.
That's right.
What's headmaster, headmistress? So exactly what is it? Master, there are so many things that we are doing wrong in this country. And it is endorsed by Nana AKUFO-ADDO, or he's the one allowing this.
That's right.
John Mahama is a different kind of politician. Sometimes we even think that he's too easy on this MPP government. So yes, he has made a lot of promises that we feel that companies and industries that have been collapsed by the MPP will bring them back.
Let's go for a break. And when we are back, we'll do more. All right, so this is Mpɔtam Morning Show. I'm having an exclusive interview with Honorable Dela Edem. It's 40 minutes on top of the hour, 9 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com, onlineradiobox.com. I want you to hit the share button, share the broadcast on your page, on your timeline, send the link to your friends. Take a stay right here. We'll be right back. All right, so welcome back. 43 minutes on top of the hour, 9 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. I have in the studio Honorable Dela Edem. Is NDC's communication officer. I just love the convo. So send in your comments, your views, your thoughts. We are doing a retrospection and inspection about the NDC going into elections 2024. Honorable, you have been in politics for a very long time. Do you see the NDC winning power in 2024?
2024 should be a must. It is either a break or make for the NDC. And the NDC executives,
same.
The NDC executives who have been elected should know that if the NDC fails in 2024, they have their political career ends, and we will not tolerate it. It's simple. This is not a threat. This is a caution to our executives, because we recently went into an election, and the kind of things that were said about the previous administration, and so we have voted for a new executive members.
Right.
They are supposed to lead the NDC into victory.
The Fosuam Pofo's
Kind of thing
administration.
they said. They said about him.
That's
an
right.
innocent man. The kind of politics that was waged because somebody needed power. Now we have gotten the power. So the executive, the new executive members of the NDC must make sure that we get power. Everything there is they need to do. First thing the NDC must do is to make sure that we have a coalition center that cannot be hacked.
I was about talking about it.
Yes.
The MPP always make mockery of you guys
Good.
not being able to
Collate
collate
results. It's
but,
funny.
But
It's
in
sad.
a say not,
And I said not by 6:49. The NDC have collated all the.
so what was the
results.
issue
I
at the
don't
time?
know what the problem is. I don't know. I don't work at the office there, and there are certain places you can't. I don't go there at the office, so I don't know what actually the problem is. But you see, whatever the problem was, the NDC has succeeded in solving that problem, and we must maintain that status quo. Make sure that things are done properly. Collate your result. Now let me give you a typical example. What the MPP has been doing, and you'll be surprised when the MPP collate result from Ashanti region. You will hear. Let me give you a typical example. Let's say Subin. Subin constituency, the MPP got 52,000. The NDC got 18,000.
Okay.
The result, the 18,000 of the NDC will maintain. Before you hear, the radio stations have started announcing 62,000 for
Okay.
MPP and 18,000 for the NDC. Wow. Now, if that happens, there is the only one institution that can come out and correct the figures, and that will be the Electoral Commission.
That's right.
The Electoral Commission is in bed with MPP. So when radio stations start announcing results that are false, unlike the Afarijan regime that will come and tell you that is not the right figure, the right figure
They will
is
tell
this.
you it's provisional.
They will tell you it's provisional. The Electoral Commission will not come out to come and correct it. It will remain so. How can the NDC check this? The NDC can also check it if you are collating your result properly and you have your data to cross-check and tell the radio station this is not the result. In their same by-election, the NDC around 6:49 got their result, and radio stations were announcing the result, and the NPP radio stations were waiting, asking where are the results coming from. It was coming from the NDC center. So that is what we want you to do: build an anti-hacking system that the radio station cannot be hacked into. The radio stations, the NDC collation center cannot be hacked into. The result will be given to the radio stations at the right time. They will start announcing ahead of the MPP. That one will do that. You have secured the elections already.
During the 2020 elections, this is personal experience. A friend called and said, he's aligned to the MPP. He said, with the presidency there, the NDC should forget, but with the parliamentary, it's a ding-dong affair.
They knew what they were doing, and it is true.
And the NDC have not declared the real
result, but they knew what they were doing.
but we'll do everything possible to take the majority in parliament. And it happened. And I'm like, whoa.
Even the parliamentary seats, they later manipulated the process and got some 4 or 5. That is why it became 37, 137.
Because for me, I sit back and I'm like, hang parliament? How possible?
So you see, like we said,
if the president won with 500 and something votes, then he should have replicated in the results of the parliamentary.
Yes.
So,
see, the NDC now should know that a lot of Ghanaians who are disappointed now are looking up to them to deliver the country, not themselves, but the country. Ghana must be delivered. Ghana must be secured. And so the NDC must not play with the emotions of people. We must make sure we do the right thing. First, our messages to Ghanaians must be crisp, must be straight to the point, must be the one that will resonate to the people easily. And so this one will go to the flag bearer in his team. The message of the NDC should be simple, straightforward. We see, let's do the needful, simple things that will catchphrase
not
issues.
flashy
That will flash it. Not too explain one.
okay,
We
so
all know the
let
purpose.
me for making that pronouncement, let me read quickly what your flag bearer said after his victory during the presidential primaries. He said the next NDC government will appoint only 60 ministers.
Yes.
Licenses of collapsed banks will be restored.
Yes.
Investigate the perpetrators of Ahmed Swali's death. Investigate the Al Jazeera gold smuggling and Professor Boateng Galamsey scandal. Is it necessary?
It is
I
very
think
necessary.
this government already
There are
says
certain crop of Ghanaians who feels that if John Mahama fails to investigate this NPP regime, he is a failed president. Let me repeat this. There are certain group of Ghanaians who call us every day, and all they say is they lack. if John Mahama fails or refuses to investigate this corrupt regime of the MPP, he is a failed president. So it means those group of people are measuring John Mahama by his investigative tendencies.
That's right.
To probe the MPP government. If you don't do that to them, you are failed.
So,
you can look at the things we are hearing. So if you come and you sleep on the job and decide that you want to park the back of the chiefs and you will not want to do anything, then.
Does it mean you have the evidence? And if yes, why don't you give it to the current administration to prosecute them?
The special prosecutor hauled La Bianca to have you heard anything about it again?
No.
Now let me tell you the La Bianca story.
So the OSP arrested Cecilia Dapawo and nothing.
But it's a small screen. You wait and see. Papalo, you are a very intelligent person. You soon call me and say, we said it, we discussed this in your studio.
So strategically, let them arrest you and know what to do.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
The MPP has a strategy to defend this woman. Now, the only thing that has surprised them now is that when the OSP people went into the room they found extra money. Are you okay? This money, they will try not to give out the right figure, but it will come out.
Certainly.
Already, people are now telling us the number of hours they use in counting the money. And whatever, cross-checking the figures. So things will come out. That is the only disappointment now. The MPP feels that, Charlie, the kind of expose that the OSP has brought to bear is alarming. How can we cover up? Today they are in the Flagstaff House this morning planning how they should cover Cecilia Dapa. Now let me tell you how La Bianca issue came up. This is an NPP financier. In 2004,
she's a board member.
In 2016, according to Kennedy Japan, on his campaign trail, they imported 240 pickups for AKUFO-ADDO's campaign.
Amazing.
This woman was the one who paid the duties at the port.
So
240
pickups,
and the woman paid.
That's a lot of money.
Lot of money. Then what did she do?
She's siphoning it back.
So thank you. Then immediately they got power. This woman was placed strategically at the port. And then this woman brings tomato and other things from that 8 containers, 10 containers. And I am told, according to what the special prosecutor is investigating, he will declare only 2 containers and keep 8 containers without paying duty on it. And that is what somebody at the port saw this and reported to. Now, what has happened? We have a president who came out to defend this woman. We have a president who came out to defend La Bianca. And the special prosecutor is on this particular matter. And the attorney general does not care about some of these things. He's only interested in sending the education to court. We see, we have a government that is only interested in hounding and prosecuting and persecuting NDC appointees and ex-appointees.
He's doing pick and choose.
Pick and choose. So nothing, we believe nothing special will come out, and I don't even want anything to come out of this Cecilia Dapa issue. You know why? I am a politician. If you don't investigate it properly, it becomes an everyday thing for me to say and refer to. You are chiefs. You are corrupt. Cecilia Dapa is an example of the chiefs in the MPP, and nothing can be said. You have no response. When you investigate, they will cover up. The president will come and tell you he has been cleared. And anytime you raise this Dapa issue, they will tell you, say, oh, the president cleared him, like they did in the case of Enam Pius Ajide. Australia visa scandal. That young man is still roaming about.
That's
and
true.
the president, a 79-year-old president, was defending that small boy on radio and TV, in public space, defending him. So, to us, some of us, we believe that if the MPP does not investigate this particular matter, it is fine. Let the NDC administration come, different group of people. Let's investigate this particular matter properly, and let the woman come and face the court and answer. See, I sat one day on Asempa FM, and I was having a chat. Then I mentioned the names. Owusu Bempa told me that the Lion Insuro court, it is Johnson and John affair at the court. Do you know what he mean?
I remember that case.
Say, yeah, the MPP for the Insuro court. Why? Because it is either your brother or either his brother or sister is there or party person is the charge. So when he steals and you send him to court, the court will not jail him. Are you okay? So the NDC is now learning lessons. We know what to do. And I will not say them here. But we know the strategy to put in place.
All right. The next NDC government will fight corruption with robust measures.
Thank you. Let's talk about that one. Fighting corruption is a must. The kind of things we have seen under the NPP regime. One, Galamsey. They decided to cancel the licenses of all companies, small or whatever. Small companies, small-scale mining companies with licenses. They cancelled it and then took their concession and gave it to their boys. There is the need to gather evidence and find out those who took advantage of the skills for small-scale miners and made money.
Is it a man who showed gold bars on screen?
I'm telling you, they have taken over the mining sector in this country because everywhere there is money, that is where the MPP want to work. So that is it. Now, like I said earlier on, with the kind of corruption going on, if John Mahama becomes the president and refuses to investigate the corrupt act, NDC people first will never forgive him, including me myself. Ghanaians will never. Yesterday I saw YouTube a woman crying and asking Cecilia Dapa why she has done this to this country. When we go to some villages, water to drink.
In fact, his hometown people were complaining that if all these monies are there now, town is in bad state.
And they don't have even water. They have something that you can use. You can use some 20,000 or 30,000 to do some problem for them. People have said she's a very wicked woman. But let me tell you something.
I'm told she's not approachable as well.
So I am saying that fighting corruption is a must. John Mahama must be so robust than the previous regime. We must now probe into the NPP bedroom and find out, look for the evidence to prosecute them. And we will find them. See, we have so many Ghanaians who have evidence against the NPP establishment and the kind of looting they are doing. Sometimes somebody sends you a document from the port. And you see, you have some, and you see some of the things that are going on at the port. The NPP is now planning to run down the Tama oil refinery and sell it to themselves. Now, you know, they know it's a strategic ally, a strategic company. So when they shut it, then they collapse it, they will get partners. Some white man partner with NPP businessmen, and then they will be in opposition and be running Tema oil refinery. Now listen, what will happen to Tema and Ashama people? All the people who rely on Tema port for daily survival, all of us will be rendered jobless. And the group of people, they sit down, they plan evil and perpetrate it on the NDC people.
Are you against the Japa deal? Have you had time to go through?
I have seen the Japa deal. And the Japa deal is completely just as the name
because
suggests.
You brought thought, that's why.
Just as the name suggests. It's an attempt to mortgage Ghana's revenue. The revenue will go all to some foreigners. So they will be exploiting the
minerals,
the gold concessions, and be paying some kind of royalty or some dividend to them. The NPP can be in opposition for 200 years
and still be
they will still be enjoying from the royalties of the gold. That is the Japa deal. That is the Japa deal. The NPP today are crying foul because they did not get the numbers to pass this deal. And you know, God is so wonderful.
That we have a hang parliament.
I'm telling you, they wanted to pass this Japa deal, put all the gold in Ghana under the care of somebody. They were going to collect $500 million from some white man. Then they will give Ghana, all Ghana gold to him. And then they will take some 15% or 20% or 30%.
Is that the agenda the vice president has started? The gold for oil and blah, blah, blah.
That particular deal must be investigated. It's an international deal.
Is it not against the laws of the land?
It's an international deal. And if you want to export gold, the quantum must be known by parliament. This government does not do that. They wake up, they go. So they can take our money, $10 billion or $10 million. Go and buy gold, $7 million, and send it outside. When they sell it, they will come and tell us they sold gold and they brought $7 million. Meanwhile, they took $10 million. Now, when they sell it and they get profit, they say we have bought oil with it. So it's difficult to trace who is stealing who. And that is a dangerous way of looting the state.
Have you heard Jacon's response?
I have.
Why he was sacked?
Sad.
Wow. When I heard it, I wept.
Jacon, first and foremost, I must applaud him for coming out, although it's too late in the day. This is he is one of the very notable persons in the NPP I admire. Very eloquent, a very intelligent man. Worked at the World Bank. Then appointed as energy minister. Then the family of Nana AKUFO-ADDO, on authority, I'm saying, the family of AKUFO-ADDO, Gabi Ocheredako and Atachia and others, decided that we have seen some business deal that we must all benefit from. And that was the agenda. The president was informed about it. The president was informed. According to Gabi Ocheredako and according to Island Chairman,
Yeah.
Now, this is the plan. They came to power and saw that John Mahama had signed an agreement, $510 million with the Turkish company. The NDC did not have $510 million to pay. So we went to BOT, Build, Operate, Transfer Deals.
Okay.
What it means is that the company will bring the Ameri plant to Ghana, establish it, and be selling electricity to UCG. When they sell to UCG, they collect their money. So within 5 years, if they collect their money and it is up to their $500 million, they will go and then they will leave the plant for Ghanaians. That was a beautiful agreement. Now they operated it 3 years before the NPP came, so it was left with 2 years for us to pay the $510 million. Then at the first cabinet meeting, the AKUFO-ADDO directed that the Ameri deal should be abrogated because they used it for campaign, and they said your mama had inflated it. So he formed, look at this clueless president, he formed the 18-member committee.
Jaco was excluded.
Can you imagine this? You are the sector minister for energy,
and I'm not part.
And I am forming an 18-member committee, and you are not part of that committee.
That's crazy.
What kind of clueless president is this? So Jaco was left.
Maybe peradventure, let me play the devil's advocate. Maybe you'll be a hindrance to whatever I want to do.
Thank you. That means that probably we want to scam
there was
Ghanaians,
somebody's interest,
and we don't want you to be in there because you sealed the deal. So he went and picked his own lawyer, Addison, as the chairman of the committee. Then Ghana went to look for the money to these 18 people to go to Saudi Arabia and Turkey to go and investigate. They got there, they stayed there 3 days, and according to Bache Jaco, they were sacked to come home.
They were even threatened.
Their
life was.
Now they realized that they could not cancel the deal because it was in the clause that when you want to cancel the deal, you have to pay us $610 million.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
And they know the government.
The deal was $510 million. But immediately you shut it down, you close it, or you cancel it, you pay us $610 million, and we go away. So Boache Jacob realizing then advised the president that there was no need for us to cancel the deal. Let's look at the way of renegotiating. Then they realized that Atija, there is a loophole here to steal. We are now going to renegotiate with the deal, to the owners. Then the MPP government inflated it by $810 million. So they put $810 million on the $510 million. And they said, we'll pay the deal, we'll now build the operate. You work for 10 years, and payment should be done in 10 years. Now, PAPALAW. Whilst they were doing this, when they were doing this, the CSOs, civil society organizations in Ghana, started raising an alarm that we have 2 years to finish payment of $510 million.
Why do you go and
add another $810 million and renegotiate? Why we have only 2 years to finish? So, not knowing, it was a plan for the family to enrich themselves.
Then I'll suck you.
Gabi and others were in there. So they then realized that Boache Jaco was somebody to be sacrificed to save their face. So they sacked him, and Gabi came out and said he misled the president. Now listen, according to Boache Jaco, he even reported to the president that Gabi is interfering too much, and you know this interference thing, Professor.
He has been doing it.
Interfering
always
with this, and he has set up a committee that is looking to this, that kind of thing, and so he's not giving free hand to do whatever he wanted to do. So PAPALAW, this thing, according to Wache Jako, it was a family agenda.
That's right.
To the extent that Atacha even threatened him that if he brings the new document to Parliament, he was going to mobilize people to
throw it away.
Your own government did.
Yeah.
Because he was doing the right thing.
So somebody's parochial interest.
Absolutely. And that is exactly what they have done. So to me, I feel that this particular Nana AKUFO-ADDO has become an albatross around the neck of Ghanaians. And if you don't stand up to remove him, he will destroy this country. Because he himself does not even know what he's doing. PAPALAW.
Yeah.
Nana AKUFO-ADDO does not know what he's doing as a president of the republic. That is sad. That is how sad the situation is. He doesn't even know what he will need. And the
Declaration of assets. When you have the opportunity to be in government again, what would be your take on declaration of assets and the conduct? You know, it has been laid in Parliament, the conduct of public officials or officers in government, but it's yet to be passed. Interestingly, the ordinary Ghanaian always says that the only time MPP and NDC MPs are in cool heads is when you are talking about money. That's that one, nobody fights the other. This one is to how to control and keep that aspect of public officers messing up with the public purse. If this law is passed, you cannot, I'm told that per the law, every 4 years, you'll be scrutinized. We'll go through how you have been able to accumulate those wealth and those properties and all that.
PAPALAW, there is something wrong with the law. And I think that we must look at it well.
Okay.
Tomorrow, if I become an appointee of this government, I would prefer that every year I declare my asset.
Not 4 years.
No, 4 years. Even if it is 6 months every year, let me do it. I am saying that if I become an appointee of this government, I will prefer to declare my asset every 6 years, 1 year.
That's right.
That one, it makes it easier to track the person's financial wealth and how, if he's amassing wealth, you'll be able to see. Now, if the person decides to hide properties within the 6 months, so let's say in 6 months I've become an appointee, I have bought a house and I bought a land, I must state it. When I state it, it must be made public.
Okay. That's a smart move.
Listen, the declaration form must be made public. So immediately, every year, either a year or 6 months, I must declare my asset.
According to Auditor General, it's in the law.
When I declare my asset, PAPALAW, when I declare my asset must be made public. Let everybody know what I am buying. You know why? If I am a minister of state, or I am an appointee, or I am a DC, or I am some appointee somewhere in government, and in 3 months I have bought a house at Trasacco at $120,000.
It's amazing.
I should be able to explain where I got $120,000
money from.
if it's not stealing. If it is not stealing, I should be able to tell Ghanaians where I got the $120,000 to buy a house at Trasacco.
I think you are one kind of politician we need.
Let it be so. Let this be so. So every 6 months, the law must be changed. Every 6 months or every 1 year, we must declare our asset. The appointees of government must declare the asset, and the asset must be made. Declaration form must be made public. That Madam Abena Dapa said in 3 years was a 1 year year in last year what thought or 17 billion cedis I wanted them. She must be able to tell people about it, and basically that is what it is.
That's right.
So to me, this thing about this declaration of asset and whatever it is, I am not for it. I believe that the proper way of fighting corruption will be to make it that appointees will every year declare their asset. Why? How difficult is it to declare your asset? I have bought a house at so you're right. I have bought a new house at Trasacco. I have bought this one at here. I have bought a land here. Can't you state that one? How many minutes will it take?
That's right.
It should not be a problem at all for people to fill it. So to me, that is what my point is. That is where I think said should be done. If you want to fight corruption, that is how we should go.
I wish we don't end, but I want us to wrap up.
Sure.
We can't eat all today. We'll have to leave some and then come back tomorrow. But restoring stability and bringing investor confidence back in the Ghanaian economy. Ghana not to suffer deadly debt crisis. Creation of jobs for the teeming unemployed youth. Establishment of governance. This is where my interest is. Establishment of governance advisory council, which includes religious leaders, civil society organizations, and traditional leaders. Is it doable?
Yes.
We have there is a council of state and all.
See, if the president who appoints these people into that group of people, governance experts who advise the president on it, because one, the council of state has become a toothless bulldog. The council of state, they have become a toothless bulldog. Have you seen anybody speaking on this Cecilia Dapa issue?
No.
They are all quiet.
Why?
Have you seen any of them speaking against the AKUFO-ADDO, some of the ills in his government?
Where are the religious leaders?
Good. So what your mama is promising is this. There must be some governance advice.
Well, with the council of state people, per the law, they can advise, but it takes the president to decide or decipher
to make it popular,
whether to accept it or not.
Yes. So this one, the president decided that for governance sake, I am appointing Duncan William, Otabel, Palmer Bakel. Nobody knows their political color.
That's right.
And give them the freedom to be able to speak on government issues.
Okay.
So you see, if I am not doing well,
tell me.
Tell me. That is a sensible president. If I'm not doing well, tell me. And we are not going to chase you. And we are not going to kill you. We are not going to intimidate you. I am appointing you to this committee.
Okay.
That you are a governance expert or elders of the state who advise me on this part. You are not a member of the council of state. You didn't go through any election. You didn't elect you. I didn't appoint you. So you don't owe me any allegiance.
Okay.
You are independent minded.
So it will be established.
And very notable people are appointed in there.
Okay.
When the president is doing something, advise the president on governance. See, if ministers of state are becoming too rich, you will see it. Their appearance, their whatever it is. You will see their way they are doing, their lifestyle. They should be able to advise them, Mr. President, we believe that your minister for energy or your minister for sanitation is becoming too powerful. He has just, he's doing this. We can advise you. So that is how it is.
Okay.
And I think that proper way, if it is done properly, with the president giving them a free hand to speak. And your mama is that person. The most bastardized president, the most criticized president. He gave everybody the freedom. Every morning, you went to City FM, Joy FM, Adom FM, Peace FM, and every morning it was John Mahama they were discussing. Today, all of them, when you go today, they are discussing the taps are not flowing, and the electricity is expensive. And they don't talk about the AKUFO-ADDO, they are afraid.
That's right.
And that is why John Mahama is saying he will restore confidence in the journalists to do their job.
That's right.
Something that I disagree with. I disagree. You know what I disagree with?
Tell us.
But if you don't criticize the MPP, when the NBC come, don't criticize us.
Okay.
That is my principle. I am one person I believe in. When you slap me, I'll slap you back. Let's call for a truce, or else we continue to slap each other.
That's right.
I am that politician. But I feel that people have often said that given the opportunity, we must do things right. And we'll go with the people. What the people think that we should do is what we'll go with.
All right. Abolish ex gratia.
I have not benefited ex gratia before, and I would have loved to benefit one.
Okay.
Benefit some. But listen, a teacher teaches for 30 years, goes on retirement and is given 16,000 cities.
My mother has taught for 40 something.
Jesus Christ, God bless her.
Yeah.
God bless her. 40 cities. 40 years. You teach for 40 years, and you go on retirement, you are given 18,000 cities.
I'm telling you.
The 18,000 cities, if you have not built, and you need to rent. When you rent 3 years, 4 years, the money is finished.
That's true.
Why do you do this to teachers? Why are you doing this? Now, some clueless politician or clueless MPP MP or NDC MP goes through parliamentary elections and wins and become an MP. Then all of a sudden,
you're rich.
he takes his salary take home is 12,000 a month. When the teacher is taking 2,000 and 1,500, he is taking. Meanwhile, when you compare the two brains, you then realize that the teacher is much more intelligent than that member of parliament that so-called. Yeah. But he's paid 12,000.
That's right.
The teacher is paid 900. The teacher is paying 900.
Yeah.
Now, when the teacher goes on retirement, he's giving some 12,000 or 20,000 for retirement. When the MP, who was giving
Goes in,
accommodation,
400
car, this he was taking 12,000 every month, giving car, giving what do you call
all the privileges.
All
that
the
come with-
privileges.
They can travel out of the
everywhere,
country.
and even giving clothing allowance.
Yeah.
Yet take some 3.4 billion, 4.3 billion.
Go 4
over
years
city,
out and then
3
come
years.
back.
And you know something? When you take it 4 years, when you go another
It is
time,
assumed that
every 4 years you take another one.
That's right.
Every 4 years you take ex gratia. Now what your mama is suggesting is this: you will take ex gratia once.
That's right.
When you are a politician and you serve, and you finish your term 4 years, and you are given an ex gratia of 2.4 billion, you go. That is what you owe.
Don't
You
come
take.
again.
When you go and you become a member of parliament, another 4 years, you are not entitled to any ex gratia. And this is where wisdom lies. This is wisdom. So I think, sir, it's fair. And we need to explain to Ghanaians, sir, this is the only way to check the politician. Because look at the money Abena Cecilia Dapa is making.
Huh.
But you see, she's still entitled to ex gratia. Every 4 years.
Yeah.
Every 4 years in member of parliament.
It's a member.
What kind of stealing is this?
Do you believe that the constitution of Ghana should be
I
reviewed?
think that certain portions of the constitution must be looked at. One of the
president has
one
too
of the
much
things I want
power.
to look at quickly is that immediately the person leaves office, if he has committed a crime, it should not be a duration via 2 years, 3 years. We can with them.
The indemnity clause.
The indemnity clause must be removed.
That's
the
right.
president is a president. He leaves office and is corrupt. We should be able to prosecute him.
That's right.
Simple. Lula da Silva of Brazil, immediately after his president was put, even was a president, he was put in court.
That's right.
So we must set up that thing, remove that indemnity clause. When the politician is misbehaving and the president is misbehaving and is corrupt and you have the evidence against him, put him before court.
The death row has been scrapped. It
I
has
don't
been
support it.
abolished. Oh, then give me high five. I don't also support it.
I don't support it though.
You are encouraging, you are talking about those who are alive. We should give them right. They have right to life, and nobody has the right to take their life. What about those they kill?
Does it make sense to you?
I don't get it.
I don't know what it is. Now listen, this is not wickedness. This is being
When they
principled.
kill them.
And somebody gets into your room with a gun. In the night, he want to snatch your money or you want to steal. You raise an alarm. He fires and kills you. Lucky that person is arrested. Ghana says we cannot kill that person.
That's it.
What is it? You can't kill the person. Nipa ne ku nipa. What's money you ku?
And we are protecting that person's
And you know
life.
something? The saddest
Amnesty International.
when you put him in prison, the state will be using our taxes to feed the person.
Yeah.
For 30 years or 40 years, he will be in prison. We'll be feeding him
Yeah.
free. Every another man, cocoa, wache, and banku 3 times a day. The state will be feeding that person. And you know, in prison, Ghana, we have our gutters are choked. That person will not even come out and come and distill gutters for us.
Yeah.
They are always in there
Yeah.
sleeping. And that is the prison one. So to me, this when I saw the news yesterday, I was mad to the core.
Wow.
That even when somebody kills somebody, that person should not be killed.
The person should be killed.
Oh, you see,
To serve as
those
a
people who
deterrent.
sat and promoted this thing, they have not
Francis
they have not
Soso.
lost family members.
Your own.
Yes, he was
Francis
one of the
Soso.
people. Yesterday I saw a lady praising.
Yeah, Amnesty
they're
International.
praising him.
Yeah.
Mr. Sosu, you are entitled to be an advocate for no death penalty, but I disagree with you. I disagree.
Too bad.
If
I
somebody
pray that
shoots-
another
if
parliament
somebody
will come
shoots your
to
child
change this
and
thing.
kill your child, you see, that person must be killed.
You have not been there.
So assuming that we have about 20 people or 30 people who are killed
Life
at
imprisonment.
the life imprisonment, they are there. One day when they break the
Jail.
jail, then
They
we
come.
bring them back to the society to come and kill again. Oh, Charlie, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense.
Finally, Honorable,
Yes, yes,
your general overview about Ghana's economy and governance.
I think that we made a huge mistake giving AKUFO-ADDO the chance to be the president of this republic. He's a president who is sleeping on the job. And he has emboldened his people and his conduct and behavior resonate with corruption, so he has allowed people to do anything that they want. Cecilia Dapa's issue is a big one. Now listen, when you are a minister of state and you live with two people, if I am living with two of your producers and I am rich, they will know I am rich. If I pay them 200 Ghana cedis and 300 Ghana cedis at the end of the month, they know I am underpaying them. When they fall sick and they go to hospital, out of the 300 cedis I have paid them, they will spend 120, 200, 300 at the hospital. So they go to hospital once and know that the salary you give them for a month, they can spend 1 day at the hospital.
Sure.
Meanwhile, they know I am very rich. In Cecilia Dapa's home, they cook jollof, and then the maid servants are giving money to buy kinky. See, so when you are quality, that's a wood jaya
deep.
Would you quality? That's why you shall quality yellow ball chrono. So when you are quality, that's when you are quality nice. A quality could see woman, oh, see woman, what's a girl when you see
no the abba.
What's a PAPALAW? Maybe, me see woman, Sika we and not the abba.
That's right.
There's a qualano, what it's in chain. In qualani, you know, at a wound chain. So I'm about Corona, Baku could gates.
Or she.
No Baku or them. What would be 40,000? No much than 20,000, 20,000. No much more. The next time we ever call them, whenever we are going to get it, they children say, one name Qualana Tiano woman tonight. One woman tonight. I could yell with him over the kid to Eddie. And I make comedy over Qualana time. And all road with them who could say, almost as he could go. And almost that is all we be. Or when they were something more cheap. And we are minister 8 months,
7 to 8,
and the minister didn't know the quantum of money there on him. Now listen, let me tell you how dubious the woman is. Let me show you the character of the woman. The woman says 6 suits of the husband cost $3 million.
Hey.
6 suits.
That
means that one suit costs 100 once divided by 6 $5 million.
Yeah.
No, is it 5 million? 500,000.
Yeah.
What it means is that my man catch that in Colorado, so we are the new seat. The new seat in the back here $500,000. Do you know $500,000 Ghana? That is 6 billion. You see how the woman is lying. She has not been taking care of the children. So even when they have stolen, he's trying to inflate. Now, Kente, I was saying Colorado, we are the Kente 6.
Yeah.
We are Kente 6. Kente 6 no we are no. Or say 90,000. That is 900 million old Ghana cedis. What it means that one kente is 15,000, 150 million.
Can you imagine?
150 kente. Or 240 kente could do 100 million. It didn't chrono here. The woman, the way on quality, oh, one man qualano, one qualano, a dianidium, in quality piane, yawo for fear we are not able to do. Now quality di Yokagari. Oh, it's on it in qualana and Sinayi. And a cop and a butcher and a man calling a Vianwa was on watching. I'm about to put the Munya sample, the way on a coy. Send your patience on the kaya and Kayanchi or move. That's right. And beside patience and say, who bought our crawl away? What's all your day?
Oh, my baby, Nara. All right, first time about a PAPALAW radio. How do you see us? In the next 5 years.
Your radio is purely online, is that okay?
That's right.
Purely online.
That's right.
But listen, I must applaud you. You are doing you great. What I got, I said, why are you online?
We actually.
If I don't know, let me
we
say
actually
this
working on
that. But let me say this one.
Okay.
If there is the need, something can be done to do this. When we come to power, we can do something. Let me know.
Sure.
I say that I made a promise to you.
All right, sir.
Because
all right, sir.
If this radio is on air, even in Tema
that's right.
The job you do here, your kind of intelligence,
that's right.
The level of job you do here, you will do a lot and get commercials and be able to sustain yourself.
Sure.
Because the studio so neat, so nice, your every setup, we are running live
online, and then the Facebook, the social media handles.
You are doing well. Everything you have it. When you go to all the big studios, we go to the same appliances here.
That's right.
And you are doing very well.
Thank you, sir.
I want to say that yes, you are doing so well.
That's right.
If in future there's something can be done so that you can run online.
We're actually trying to
something
work on
like
the frequency.
If I need to push you to go and get some frequency somewhere,
That's right.
when we are in power,
That's
don't
right.
hesitate.
All
Don't.
right. All
I
right,
don't forget
all right.
things.
All right.
And so when we remind me, the only thing I can forget,
That's right.
if I can do something about it,
Thank
when
you,
we are
sir.
in power,
Thank you,
let
sir.
me know and I will try.
Thank you, sir. All right, so your final words.
It's an opportunity to be here, and I think
That's
that
right.
within the next week or two, I'll be looking for an opportunity to talk about this underpass issue.
No
very
problem.
well.
No problem.
So let's be
We'll
careful.
invite you
Sure.
again. By God's grace, online we have a lot of a large following. So all the things you shared, the whole world listen and watch, and a lot of people are impressed. I have a lot of messages here, but because of our time,
That's all.
we normally close at 10.
No problem.
But
do,
because
now
you are
I've come to
having
talk
this,
about the NDC, we'll do pure politics.
no problem.
So
No
when
problem.
I'm time, we'll do
Yeah.
politics.
All right, sir.
Now I don't mostly normally do morning shows.
That's right.
Because our opponents are in power.
That's right.
I don't want you to take it, so I don't do it. When you return,
Yeah.
I used to do morning
That's right.
everywhere. But
No problem.
I don't want you to get faults.
That's right.
Are you okay? I am
That's
your
right.
target. So
That's
I will
right.
not give you myself to. I will not
Certainly.
give my yes.
Certainly.
So normally I don't do bets.
That's
Once
right.
there is in there,
Yeah.
you can arrange
We'll
something.
invite
I will
you.
come.
Thank
you are
you,
doing
sir.
very well.
Thank you, sir.
I've been speaking to your radio,
That's right.
and you say it's online.
Yeah.
But you deserve commendation. You are
Thank
doing
you, sir.
so well.
Thank you,
And
sir.
I think you and your team. Your young man is writing. I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
whether he's
yeah.
writing a story.
Yeah,
He's
we
writing on
have
the-
to. We have the website, so
So you
we
will
publish
grow.
them. That's
You are
right.
doing well. You are
That's
doing very,
right.
very well.
That's
I think
right.
that I
That's
am
right.
so impressed.
Thank you, sir.
It is not different from Adum FM.
That's right.
It's not different from Amoto FM.
That's right.
It's not different from XYZ.
That's right.
Power FM. It's not different from Peace FM.
That's right.
The same setup. Nice. You are even, I'm honest to say, you have better chairs.
That's right.
So the radio station I go to, Papalo, you are doing well, Papalo, you are doing
Thank
well.
you, sir.
So the radio station you go to, the chairs to sit on set.
It's another
And
thing.
here, look at the chairs you are having here.
That's right.
And I don't know where your source of funding and what
By
you are
God's
doing. You are
grace.
doing well.
Thank
I
you,
think
sir.
that this radio station must be supported. And
Thank you,
people
sir.
online must support it.
That's right.
And I think that adverts and other things online must come here.
At least
This
we
really are doing
we get small ones here. So.
Amen. Amen.
All right, thank you, Honorable,
It's a pleasure.
on my own behalf
Sure,
and the
sure,
whole
sure,
team.
sure. No worry
Thank
at
you
all.
so much.
Once some
All right, 26 minutes on top of the hour, 10 a.m. GMT in the studios of PAPALAW Radio. We're streaming live on www.modernghana.com. This is where we draw the curtains on today's Mpɔtam morning show with PAPALAW Perfect, show produced by GH, my co-host, David Santos. Thank you all. Nana, but next on your radio, Mark Black will come your way with Pillow Low Drive. I don't know their whereabouts, but I know. Okay, so stick and stay right here. Enjoy the rest of our programs. You are not closing. All right, so this is where we draw the curtains. I hope you have been informed, educated, and above all entertained. Thank you, Honorable Deledem, a member of the National Communication Team of the NDC. All right, so same time tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. I'll come your way with the Mpɔtam morning show. I came, I saw, and I conquered. Straight up, don't crooked up. God bless.